Hi.
Arrows.
Arrows?
Hey!
Which way are they directing?
And we are live.
We're live.
Okay, hi. My name is John Arksel on the forums, and I play Signar.
You're too quiet, John Arksel, on the forums.
It happens.
And you also have to tell them that they're listening to a certain
Oh,
band.
we're listening to Crippled. You're listening to Crippled System,
you're in charge
episode
of the
104.
Why are you
Ish.
looking at me with a confused look? Yes.
Because
Good enough.
I didn't remember. Anyway, hi.
Yay! Nailed it.
Good job.
Booyakasha.
Who are you? Hey.
Why are we going counterclockwise?
I'm Nathan. I'm the Rascally Rabbit on the forums, and I play my Convergence
Self?
of Cirrus.
I'm Jim. I have tech, and I have notebooks that people steal and read on air.
Did that really happen?
Yeah.
He had his Gym Tech notebooks.
Yeah.
Which
Are just completely full of garbage. Like,
No.
I don't know why anybody would care about it.
No, they're actually filled with pretty good stuff. We read about it.
What is hilarious is the notes in those notebooks that were obviously written after a very frustrating, stupid lawsuit. Like, important note, don't move all your shit out of a zone right before dice down. It's like, that is an important note. Don't literally retreat from the zone 2 seconds before the tournament ends.
Yep, been there. Obviously.
Obviously, you wrote it in a notebook.
Yep.
My name is Brian, and I play the Cricks.
My name is Andy, Major Tusk on the forums, and I play the Mercenaries.
The mercenaries? The Cricks?
Mercenaries.
Yep.
Yeah.
They're individual.
Yeah.
Or do the Cricks play me? I don't know. I don't know.
Okay. I guess I'm starting to play Shay. So that's
You did play Shay.
That's my goal now, is to get good with Shay.
If I had a notebook, I'd write in it, don't watch Andy play Shay.
No. Watch him play Shay. Take important notes. It's the Goofus and Gallant kind of thing.
He plays a totally different game than me, so they're totally...
I walked away from watching Andy play Shay, and I came back 20 minutes later after your game, and it was still the same board setup, except Shay was on fire. That was the only difference.
You know what shouldn't happen when you're playing Shay? Shay getting on fire and your stuff still being in the same position.
That's what happened. He got, like, jammed
Unless that
with
position
TFT.
was his opponent's deployment zone, because that's where Shay should get jammed.
Yeah,
Played him backwards.
you know, it's a learning curve.
You feet bottom of one to get into the
Yeah,
hilarious thing about
he
Shay
had that charge
is that
all the way
you
across the board.
go second, they advance 4 inches, and then you charge with your entire army and successfully charge, and people's brains can't wrap around it.
Yeah.
I did the other way
It puts
around.
people on a bad
I
footing.
put myself into like a defensive line, then he charged into me and didn't kill a goddamn thing.
But if you're getting charged
Forever.
with Shay, it's still just awful.
Yeah, I realized this
Because you
now.
could have charged into him and then made all your tough checks.
They have to invent an earlier Greek letter because alpha striking is too slow for Shay.
I think there's faster now with Circle Boy, right? He can go faster.
Bradigus?
Because he can teleport.
The triple teleport, yeah.
Well, he can at
And
least
the
double
feet.
teleport for 18 plus a feet for 5.
Yeah.
So he's 23. Well, of course, that's only one thing, though.
Yeah,
The
but
majority
Shay's
of his
literally-
army is only going... What? Not as fast as Shay.
Right. Yes.
Announcements.
I still have an event on February 28th.
Unlikely allies.
Yes.
Come on, move.
I will be there.
Yay! Brian's going to be there. I keep finding stuff in my basement that I'm going to give away as prize support. Not just dead hookers before people go there. And, well, it is actually
just,
most.
but
Not
mostly.
just. But no, I found a bunch of...
Sometimes it's just a wig that's missing the person.
I got some Protectorate and some Legion models, like metal models that I found, like the old battle groups and stuff like that. And I'm just going to give them away as prize support. What the fuck?
On the 21st, there's also, besides helping Annie move, there's an event in Milwaukee.
I work.
I have an announcement, too. Congratulations, Nate Newbie, for making people. Good job.
One people. He
He
made one people.
Good job, bud.
Yay, persons.
Also, on a more exciting note, Jeremy and Katie are now going to part-time with the podcast. It hasn't been officially announced yet.
Part-time or
Yeah.
no time?
Well,
It's been pretty much...
Katie is going to be no time with the very rare sometime, and Jeremy will make guest appearances.
Yeah, I tried
It's
to
a
get Jeremy-
hiatus.
Yeah.
I tried to get
It's
Jeremy
a
on
Katie
this one.
decided to work on Sundays like a
Well, she
non-human.
has been working Sundays for the past 2.5 months. It
Only robots work Sundays.
She might be doing that for the next
Oh.
month or half or couple months. So at
My
middle of the year,
Customer
things might
support and
change.
retail.
Wow.
It'd be, applied to that. But she doesn't work customer service nor retail.
No, she's
so
an accountant, and she
It's
just has
horrible to work Sunday.
But if robots work Sundays and I work alternate Sundays, am I half robot? Does that make
Yeah.
me like a cyborg?
Cyborg.
Awesome. I am Locutus.
Yeah, I tried to get
I'm the
Jeremy
cutest
on this-
Locutus.
on this podcast for defending the new Retribution Colossal.
He can't leave the house without Katie.
Andy, you're quiet.
Yeah, that's my fault.
Somebody pushes Mike real close to him without letting him know, so it's like really awkward.
It was mostly amusing.
Well,
He told me to do it.
since we have 5 people on the podcast, I have to use the unpowered mic.
Now your
Oh,
mic
am
is
I-
not
am
quiet.
I in
Your
the-
spikes are huge now.
Who's in the unpowered mic? You are?
I am.
He spikes.
Just scream the whole time. Like that movie you guys went and saw with what's his
Andy's
name
mic.
from the Farmers Insurance commercials.
Yeah,
Doesn't he just scream the whole time?
he yells.
He yells a bit. Jim's quiet too, but that's because he keeps looking to the side because he has no mic discipline.
Yeah, he has absolutely no mic discipline.
Yay, me.
Just
John.
pretend, here's the
Yo.
thing. Pretend that we are all men insecure with our sexuality at urinals. So you don't look to the guy while you're talking. You just look straight ahead.
I always like peek.
You just
Yeah.
gotta stare at his eyes.
Oh, yeah.
Make eye contact well in your.
Assert dominance.
When you're peeing, do not break eye contact.
I actually like to walk up and use the same urinal.
You guys spot underneath them.
Pants around, pants to the ankles. No
Yeah,
underwear.
little boy pee.
No underwear.
Yeah.
Yeah, little boy pee.
Yeah.
Yeah. Does Spider-Man
That
do a
was-
handstand and pee?
Just
I'm
basically.
going to tell you, if you have a broken leg, that is one of 2 options. so, just so you guys all know.
You just take. You go and you take all your clothes and you throw it in the garbage and you just pee.
In the garbage?
Yeah. Well, no, because your clothes go there.
Are you retrieving the clothes?
Oh yeah. It's like, the thing is, if everyone goes in there and gets naked, then you go. You take out random clothes. You don't know what you
Naked-
come in and go out with. It's different.
Naked in the dumpster.
Wherever you want to go.
Okay. But there was a dude at work the other day on the first floor. I went to go into the changing area for working out,
Yeah.
and then when I left, I had a massive use of some random dude's ass because he was at a urinal with his pants down by his ankles.
Little boy pee.
Really?
Yeah,
That's
it was-
amazing.
It was a full-grown man.
Yeah,
He was just
but he
peeing
was
like a
little
yeah.
boy.
Was he full grown?
Well,
Did you say? Did you say thank you, sir?
thank you, sir. No, I didn't.
This is an odd pattern because we had a very long conversation about naked old men in locker rooms. The previous episode.
That's you
previous
guys
episode?
did. That was an episode or 2 ago.
Well,
Because that's why you
Katie
guys.
was wrong because she was stuck because she mentioned the key because she had the problem with naked old women.
Yeah, that's
She
why
said-
you guys
she said
don't
you're
work
Talking
out
about
at
locker
work.
rooms, right? Yeah.
Weird.
Dude,
Tell you guys my genius plan when I was like in junior high was because my so-called life was on at that time, and in that show they have a
Claire Danes.
yes.
Yes.
Yes
Go
to
on.
Claire Danes. Woofda. Anyway, she had a gay best friend, and at the high school they went to, the gay best friend used the women's restroom because, he said, hey, I'm gay, so I shouldn't go in there with the guys because it'll be awkward for me. And so my genius plan was that I was going to be claimed to be gay so I could use the girls' locker room so I could see all their boobs.
Yeah, you did mention that last time locker rooms.
You
were
mention it
open.
every time, Nathan.
Dude,
I asked, did I mention it? One of you could have said yes, and I would have stopped the fucking anecdote. The first thing I said
Nate.
was, did I mention it?
Yes.
And none of you said yes.
Yes.
Well, I waited.
You shitheads.
I don't know.
I sort of just zoned out.
Motherfucker.
If Dave's talking, you don't pay attention.
When I repeat
Rule 1.
anecdotes, it's not my fault. It's your fault for not stopping me. Okay?
I was,
have I
pulling-
told you my
Hey, I got
favorite
a story.
story about? I was going to tell you the favorite story about Christopher Walken.
Afraid not.
No. Tell your story, Jim.
Hey, I went into a girls' locker room at a high school to pull wires through it, and
Is that what they're calling it now?
It stunk like ass in there. Oh my god, those girls stink. that is a
The
hellish
weird
place to
thing
be.
is, it was before your electrician. It was just like randomly.
Well, yeah. Well, I'm pulling the surveillance wires.
So they can't find him, right?
I can
Or-
tell you as
Right.
someone who works like retail, whatnot, and the public restrooms, women are fucking filthy. The women's bathroom is always 1,000 times worse than the men's bathroom. It's absurd.
Which is shocking because the men's restrooms
pretty
are not
fucking
good.
bad.
Yeah, but like, I don't know if it's because we don't have to sit down to pee, so we just walk up to the urinal, pee, and leave, and there's less like
Motion.
collateral damage or what. But women are goddamn animals in those things. Like they have those little mailbox they're supposed to put their feminine things into or whatever. I've had shit inside of those.
Oh,
Like, how do you shit into a little metal mailbox?
They have
Wow.
mailboxes.
That takes skill.
Yeah.
On a different note, is that the
Wow.
Claire Danes you're talking
Yeah,
about?
that's the Claire Danes we're talking about.
Wow, she was foxy back then.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
She's still not unattractive now.
She's not attractive. She's not unattractive now.
But she's definitely foxier then than she is. in
Well,
that
guess
picture
what?
right
20-year-old women look way better than
We'll
40-year-old
check
women.
one thing real quick though.
Spoiler alert.
Spoiler alert. Yeah.
Shocking news.
It's Spoiler, she was 16 in the movie you were just looking at, so you get to feel good about yourself.
I feel fine because I was much younger at that time.
Well, it's kind of like...
Oh, no, here we go. Stop. We've heard this one.
Addams Family.
We've heard this one. Stop.
Addams Family.
This is live, Nate.
Addams Family.
What did he say?
I'm just saying, somebody walked into a locker room with a guy with one leg up playing guitar with himself. That's the thing. Nah, I wasn't saying anything about Addams Family. More announcements?
Is that worse than Jason's full goating you guys? I mean, I'm pretty sure that's a lot worse than the Guitar Hero in the locker room.
Yeah. Well, I think the guy, the penis was his guitar. Are you not getting that part? The guy
Like
was
he was whacking.
he
it.
was holding his guitar and using it to, like, he was playing it like a guitar.
I don't know. The full goat's still pretty
Like, having one leg up and air guitar is one thing, but puppetry of the penis, I think, is too far.
Especially if you strum the balls.
I could definitely see
Depends
Jason
how big his
doing
penis
that.
is.
Really? I don't know. Does it?
Yeah, I think
Like,
so.
there's a size you go in and go, that's the appropriate size to play guitar with. Good
there's
sir.
like-
There probably is an appropriate size. I mean, to be honest, I don't want to witness it. But someone else can confirm that person was doing it properly. I don't want to be near it, but we'll send John in for that. He's a new one.
So it's not
It
really an
happens.
air guitar if it's with your penis, though. So that's good.
And then you're just playing guitar with your junk at that point.
Right. Yep. That was kind of a conversation.
Those are the announcements today. Congrats.
Yeah.
Actually, did you ever get yours?
What?
Your announcement.
You had an announcement, and then he broke in with Jeremy, or was that yours?
No, all I wanted to say is I just wanted to get Jeremy on the podcast.
Oh, okay.
Oh, was that your announcement? That couldn't have been it.
I didn't have an announcement.
What's your
you
announcement,
did.
Andy?
Make
Where-
an
Andy, what
announcement.
announcement are you making?
I'm moving. Come help me move.
No.
That's it. That's,
I helped you move last time.
I will say,
The beards bailed on you.
yeah.
I haven't gone to a tournament in a long time. Andy's about to move. I'm actually with some tournaments.
Yep. Sorry, I'm busy preparing.
I don't know.
He's not even preparing. He's driving.
Yeah.
Too busy
Yeah,
driving.
yeah, exactly. It's a lot of work.
It is a lot of
It's
work.
not my fault Milwaukee had an event and Nathan had an event. It's like, shucks.
I think Reedsburg has one too, but I think they're canceling. So that everybody that's going there can go to Milwaukee.
And
That's
then
a
come to
drive
mine.
from Reedsburg.
Yeah, but it's... Yeah.
I guess we
What?
go to
And then you all come to
Chicago.
mine.
I think they're planning on coming to yours.
Better.
If I can make sure that the apartment here is clean by then I will be there.
Yes.
Otherwise, no.
So now you worry about security deposits? Where'd that come from?
I care about it this time.
Oh,
I
my
didn't
God.
have a former roommate's room that I had to worry about as well.
I think we can bring Nick in here for a week and see what happens.
Oh my god.
Let's find him.
I
Somehow Andy will owe him 3 months' rent.
Yep.
I got pictures. I mean, obviously the basement was crappy. I got pictures of his room and, ugh.
Silent Hill.
Yeah, it was, yeah, pretty much.
Yeah.
Straight out of it.
Didn't you say our part of the basement was like 7 and his part is like Silent Hill?
Yeah, basically.
Good times.
What part in 7?
All the gross parts.
Okay.
It wasn't super clean
Sloth.
down there. It wasn't bad.
His apartment.
I don't know.
His...
His apartment, this small cave in the basement with the television.
No, the
Sloth?
sloth guy's
No, I was thinking
apartment.
of Sloth from Goonies. No, what? It's like our apartment looked nothing like a cave.
Hey, you guys.
Sloth was not in... Oh, my God, if Sloth was in 7, that movie would have been great. If the villain turned out to be him.
John Matuzak.
Sloth loves sins.
That echoed. Off of that.
I don't know.
Yeah. How kindly observant you are.
Sometimes.
Those are announcements.
Hey, you got.
What? You guys had a topic.
Well, there's Templecon was a topic, and then there's some other mystery topic.
Congratulations to that one guy with the Haley
Fantastic
2
hair.
to win
Oh, Haley
the
too.
Masters. Good job, Greg.
Haley too.
Hey, at least it wasn't Bradicus.
I know Will had Brad. Yeah,
How does she do against him? They both just kick each other in the balls.
probably
That's fun.
Her feet does shut down teleporting.
Yep.
because she picks. You can do all
She
the
can
orders.
choose what order.
Not only that, but if a stone has to forfeit movement or action,
Yeah.
because the new with the errata, if you literally cannot advance, you're not allowed to forfeit movement.
Yeah.
Oh,
So
true.
stones can't advance. So when given the option to forfeit movement or action, they have to forfeit action. And if they don't have their action, they can't.
So
do
if
the
you wanted to
teleport.
be a tricky dick, you could actually be like, I'm going to have you activate the stones. They teleport the stuff right into you, and you're like, oh, sorry, you can't attack, and then you smash your stuff next turn.
Yeah.
That's
Well, they can't even teleport the stone then because it has to forfeit. Her feat makes you forfeit movement or action, and the stones
the
have to forfeit
stones
action.
have to forfeit their
So like
action.
that's a thing that people don't do. But like Crix, you can death chill a stone, and it shuts down their action. And don't all 3 stones need the action to teleport, or is it just
But you
one
can't
of them
see
does?
them. You can't see them.
Yeah, if they have, yeah.
If they have stealth.
No, they don't have.
No, they don't have stealth in
They have
that.
forests.
Well, sure. In the Bradigus list, that's
Yeah. Quick question though: if a model is black oiled,
yeah.
he can't be teleported and then attacked, correct?
Correct.
Yeah,
No,
if he can sacrifice his movement,
he'd be teleported.
not by the stones, but by a
when
different effect.
Right, but if you are forced to sacrifice your movement to something, you cannot also choose to sacrifice it. So the forced movement sacrifice triggers first, then the black oil says you have to trigger sacrifice something, and you have to sacrifice your action.
That's not the case for something like telekinesis. They can still telekinesis and attack.
Correct.
Yeah.
Yes. No, I was just wondering about the stones. I had a battle with somebody recently,
Yeah.
and I ended up black oiling one of their things, and then he was talking about how he's just going to teleport it up into my face. I'm like, I don't think that works. That makes sense.
They may have.
He's
used
allowed to
to.
teleport it.
Yes.
Did it used to work that
No,
way?
no.
No, that's just never been clarified.
Just people
You
are...
just can't double stack.
Well-
You can't double stack a move interaction.
Because the teleport does say must forfeit movement, or is it cannot make a normal movement? I mean, if it
Yeah, I
says
think-
must forfeit its movement, which I think it does, then then the blind would force you to forfeit your action.
Well, let's ask Travis because he's not on our chats. Thanks, Travis. You could have verified.
Travis abandoned you.
Travis is like, I'm the best, and he didn't fail us because we have a judge who said that. I want to trust Nathan.
Travis is in our chat.
Yes,
Nathan said
Hi,
it, so
Travis.
it
Hi,
absolutely
Travis.
must be true, even if he was ambiguous about it.
As with many other people, Travis...
Oh, he's even typing. Look at that.
Travis just texted me to say Andy's mic isn't working, which is weird. It must be working on our audio, because when he talks, I can see the
blue
spikes
squigglies?
on his computer for the
Yeah.
audio recording, but for some reason your mic isn't working to get you onto the Twitch feed.
Which
Like,
is-
nobody
it's all
live
going
can hear
through-
you.
It's all going through the same thing.
I don't know, because there's spikes right there where you were talking.
Oh
Well,
my
can-
God, technical
This is
difficulty.
technical. Well, I mean, can you not hear him at all, or is he quiet?
They say they can hear him through our other microphones.
That's weird.
Yeah.
Weird. Well,
Poor man podcast.
That's what I was doing.
that's
Yeah.
weird. I don't know.
Okay, well, just feed us. You get to be the director. Feed us something to
Yeah,
talk
I
about
fixed
because
it.
we suck tonight.
Yeah, we'll just punch it. Well, no.
Did you really
Well,
fix it?
One of the things we could talk about, I'll just talk really loud then, into my own mic, but it should be, yeah, I'd see.
It's just weird because the lines are moving, but nobody on Twitch can hear you, and I
But
don't know why
nobody's
that is.
Well, it'll work on the thing. So let's it'll work.
But anyway, so we could talk about the Colossals releases from.
Let's talk about the video with their board game first. Let's say you're a company producing professional quality things, and you release a video in which your professional quality things are actually chunks of cardboard.
Yeah.
That is poor. I'm sorry, that is poor. I don't want to be critical of what we're all a fan of, but God.
I didn't see the video, but it is hilarious because I printed in 2 hours. I printed out a functional board game in full color with stand-up, cardboard cutout things and
That's
the
for a
full color
Kickstarter
map.
game that won't be out for 6 to 8 months.
Yeah, and
It was not hurricane proof, but it would have looked better on video than
It was-
cardboard.
I'm one dude, and what I did would have cost me $30 at any Staples, Office Depot,
Yeah.
or Office Max. Like,
it was.
and it was a 1-day turnaround time. It wasn't special order. It was $30 of money and done.
And the other thing that we're thinking about too is like supposedly they say it's going to be available in fall. Stop moving your mic; it just looks weird.
Just gotta
It's
slowly
available
move it into
in-
his
in
face.
6 months, which would be in fall. It'd be in.
Which means it's already at the printers.
Yeah, it's already at the printers, which means that they could have easily printed out something on their own
Yeah,
to,
like I
to
said,
display.
the board being like hand drawn is the weird part because if they have a picture that they used for the whatever, like just print it. Just go to a copy shop and print a sheet of paper and mount it on foam core.
And it's so much harder to get excited about a game when the board is cardboard.
I mean, I get that during a playtest phase, you're going to playtest internally with just paper.
Right,
That
absolutely.
makes complete
understand that.
sense. But when you're going to present as a video, you could spend 15, 20 minutes doing something to
Make it look pretty.
Take a
Right.
printout.
But
Anything.
I understand the concept of using what they did. And they did
For
have a lot of-
playtesting.
Yeah.
But
not for presentation of a product.
exactly, the presentation, and that's what it is. Like, if anybody saw, I tweeted some pictures of the Conan game yesterday that we played, and like I said, that thing cost me less than $20 and 2 hours to including travel time to make. And if you're making a video presentation to get people excited about your product, why didn't they do that?
The benefit they're going to have is that adventure game style is very popular now. So as long as people aren't saturated by that concept by the time it comes out, enough people are going to play it and get it anyway. Because the adventure style game, co-op running through a dungeon, is fun. And if they make it decent enough, people are still going to go it. But they still could have made the video better.
Is that one with the DM?
Nope, this is a full co-op.
This
is like Shadows.
I do like the full co-op slightly more.
That game could be great. Like nobody's saying this game's going to suck balls. We're just saying why didn't they spend $20 to print a more attractive map to display it on?
Or even show us, even take like assets from the game itself and show it just like on the video itself, like a quick screenshot of the graphics in that. That would have been much better than just showing us a bunch of cool people hanging around a cardboard board with miniatures attached to it.
I didn't actually see it.
It's exactly what we described.
They did show some really sweet. I think you mentioned they showed some really sweet models though.
The models look awesome though too. Hordes Unleashed looks awesome too. That's got
Hordes Unleashed.
Gators with fucking shotguns.
It's just a different expansion off of their role-playing game.
Yeah, I mean it doubles the amount.
Right, absolutely.
If you like the RPG.
But they have this cool kit. Not only is there a book that comes out, there's also this like player kit, which is a whole different kind of thing.
The one issue with the
is that the customizable plastic kit or something?
I'm not sure what it all has, but it seems really neat. It comes out next month. I'm very excited for it.
Brian and Andy and I talked about this yesterday a bit, but the one issue about Unleashed that's a little worrisome, and at least Privateer has been very upfront about it, is that in the IKRPG, the different classes and whatever are somewhat balanced, but in Unleashed, warlocks are just better. Like, they're just up front. A warlock is more powerful and more skilled, just better than any other class in the game, which for some groups is going to ruin all enjoyment of the game. Because for some groups,
some power
everybody, if you got a power, and if we're playing as a group and I'm the warlock and I'm more powerful, depending on John and Jim's personality, they might resent that.
We're just going to shoot you in the back and
you might be upset that you're not doing as good. You're not contributing as much. It makes you feel worthless in the group or whatever. Like it's just a.
But I love the idea of just being those creatures just running around the wild, and because the missions are so different. If you're a bog trog and an or gatorman or whatever else, your mission isn't going to save the princess.
You're going to eat the princess.
She looks delicious. The concept of the campaigns are so ridiculously different. I just like it from the core level. But I do agree that exactly. You have to.
Well, if you know that the group is going to be that way, you just ban the damn warlock.
Well, exactly. And then it's just something to be aware of. And some groups won't mind. Like I don't mind in our IKRPG. Like in combat, I perfectly hold my own. But my character is basically Katie's sidekick. Mm-hmm. I'm just Katie's sidekick. I do what she says to do. She's the only one that can. Literally, she's the only one I can talk to because I don't speak the same language as any of the other people in the group, and I'm cool with that. And so, if Katie's character was overtly stronger than me, it wouldn't really matter. But that's just because I'm more into the storytelling aspect of an RPG. For people who treat it more like a board game or something, where it's the numbers and I can do this, this, and this because I have these actions, it could really be upsetting.
You just wanted to be Groot.
I wanted to be Rocket and Groot, but that was taken away from me. Although it turns out I was ahead of my time. I wanted to be Pog and Doorstop. You didn't see Pog and Doorstop? No. Oh man, that was it got buried under everything else. With, it's a Gobber Jack Marshall with a big it looks like a Nomad chassis style Jack with
cool. with I saw the image in the.
It's Pog and Doorstop.
Wow.
Yep.
That was my yes.
When we played our role-playing game, I was the sidekick of whichever of Brian or Andy was currently watching me. It's true.
The best
you little weasel.
The goofy adventure is we all were setting up Overwatch for the night, and
they set up shifts so everyone could watch the camp for a shift.
Yeah.
Never put a kobold on shift alone. We got ambushed really bad. There was no warning. I was hunting rats out in the field.
You were busy.
Yeah.
So after we assigned all the groups and that, we all went to sleep, and we didn't realize that we left the kobold by himself. Mm-hmm. It just was not really a happy accident, but
Yeah.
I still like you guys triumphantly riding into town with the dead bandits. That's one of my favorite anecdotes.
The town watch couldn't afford uniforms.
We found these armed men outside your town and killed all of them. You're welcome.
My character was so charismatic, I still got thought of that pretty well.
You had that lich going for us until Andy threw his hammer at him.
Yeah.
what?
I remember that clearly because I was like, I don't want to fight this thing, and then nope, we're fighting it.
Yeah, something, yeah. Yeah, stupid good characters.
You just don't be neutral evil, like Brian was.
Lawful evil.
Lawful evil.
That's the respectable class.
Absolute opposite alignment as me, and he was my best friend.
Yeah.
Well, lawful evil's okay.
So-
That's like, being a warrior.
Yeah.
True.
That's not okay.
I was making the world a better place.
For you.
Yep.
So should we talk about the new Colossals?
The chat room already is, so we
I
can
say
probably
they have
catch
been.
up.
We can just read what they said. That's good enough.
John has a list here. I
I
don't know
do have a
much
list.
about
There
them.
are new Colossals. Everyone but Mercs gets a new one.
I do know that they are whole kits. They're not upgrades.
Oh,
yeah,
They don't just send the bits.
Yep.
Yeah, they're.
So magnetizing just by buying the.
Well, it's probably cheaper because otherwise you'd have to spend $100 on the thing plus spend the money on the kit.
Yeah.
For those of us who already do have it, but for people going forward, you could buy a Prime Axiom and the Prime
Magnetize it
whatever the
somehow.
heck
Yeah.
arms and head, and then just magnetize it out.
Magnetizing's dumb.
I agree.
It's called
They
a
are
Prime Conflux,
Prime Conflux, which
and it does electrical
utilizes
things.
A lot of electrical stuff that
Perfect for
Convergence has.
Signar. Oh.
Yeah.
Oh, sorry.
You have a little zappy guy that could help.
The thing is, the Prime Conflux, the Prime Conflux's passive ability, where it does the boosted electrical damage around it, helps my least favorite list in Convergence. Not
Yeah.
least favorite because it's bad, but least favorite because it's stupid, which is Syntherian with nothing but modulators. Like Syntherian, that thing,
And
and
a
like 10
Conflux.
modulators will be really stupid, but really good. Not
Does
10,
he
you
have
get like
synergy
5.
or something?
He has synergy.
So you just zap the crap out of people with lightning, and then they get close to your synergy chain.
Yeah, and his feet makes you have weapons platform, so you charge in, punch,
Okay.
zap. Yeah, like it'll be fucking insane.
But using up a lot of points on a heavy and a synergy list can be detrimental.
Yeah. The one
Although I
really
always
good
with
thing
E-Virals
that
put
the
in a heavy.
modulators can do, because they've got the thing where if they shoot something, then you draw a straight line between it and the thing it shot, and everything in the line takes a POW 10
Oh,
damage.
okay.
They just shoot each other. And so you just run one, and then you walk here and you go, oh, your entire front line of infantry just died because my guys shot
Those
each
are
other.
heavies, aren't they?
Yeah, they're 6-point heavies.
Oh,
You can
okay.
throw them away.
That's why it was so weak. I was wondering when I played you. I was like, man, that thing isn't really that exciting. For 6 points, I understand.
Yeah,
now.
yeah.
Okay. That cleared that up.
It's worth 6 points.
Sure.
Well, not the Colossal.
It wasn't-
Colossal won't be 6 points.
No, that'll be 20.
I don't know that it was in our game because I don't think I had a single... Like, I think I had 6 stones for trooper models or something. So.
Yes,
Oh,
And maybe something immune to electricity.
maybe.
well, if you have druids, yeah.
Yeah, I was, I think, a black-clad wayfarer and 6 stones, and so that thing was like...
It was sad.
Yeah.
It was very sad. Apparently nobody else has input on the conflicts. Move on.
Nope.
The
Don't care.
Move on, John.
Did you see the servitors though?
No.
They look like sharks.
What servitors?
You can't see them on this.
What servitors, though?
It has
Its
ionization
own electrical
servitors.
servitor.
That's
Oh,
the thing that
that's
increases.
servitors.
Yeah, the servitors are what increases the electrical damage. They kind of remind me of shark.
Are they like Left Shark? Because he's my new hero. I love Left Shark. It's my new favorite
When
meme.
I watch the Super Bowl, because obviously I watched the Katy Perry because it's Katy Perry. I only saw the left shark when I was watching because I was half watching the show, so I didn't realize that the right shark was actually doing things well. So I thought both sharks were retarded, and I was until later. I realized,
I do love that Right Shark is like on point, like perfect choreography, hits every pose in time with the music, and Left Shark's just like, "Dah, I'm moving, dah." It's great.
it is pretty good. Katy Perry.
I don't
Yeah.
really care for halftime shows because always it seems to me the acoustics are all so screwed up.
Yeah.
This one was enjoyable. At least.
I think I took a shower.
I don't know about acoustics because I watched Katy Perry on mute.
Yeah, that's
She
pretty
rode in on a
reasonable.
Voltron lion, and then she was dancing with sharks, and then Missy Misdemeanor Elliott showed up for no particular reason, and then Lenny Kravitz showed up for even less of a reason.
Actually, wasn't Lenny Kravitz there first?
No,
He was there
maybe.
first.
I don't
think
know.
he was.
And then they were.
You would think they would
I was
play his
so
one
high.
song. Like you bring him on, play the one song.
Yeah.
His only song.
Like,
Did
was
he
he
even
in
play
any
us?
of her songs ever? Is that like a sensical thing?
No, they
wanted
just
guitars.
did Super Bowl with Lenny Kravitz, Katy Perry with Lenny Kravitz.
He just
So
showed
there's
up.
no reason for
sell
him to-
tickets.
okay.
I think he showed up, played guitar, and then disappeared when Missy Elliott came.
Maybe he was left.
He was supposed the line ate him, actually. He was supposed to be around for more.
Left Shark Kravitz.
That's your new nickname, Lenny.
Hey,
I hope he's a listener.
I want a We the People petition for a new nickname for somebody too. The government website.
Yeah.
We should get Jenny McCarthy's first name changed to Idiot.
I think that's her name anyway.
Well, that just make sure that nobody would, who would listen to somebody named Idiot McCarthy? Nobody, right?
There would probably be still a bunch of
Okay,
people
fair enough.
You vastly overestimate
Okay.
Americans.
Yeah, I mean, I guess somebody's already listened to her at some
She'll
point.
just, yeah.
Yeah.
Like
I mean,
2016 the politicians who are like Chris Christie and whatever are already starting to campaign to get the anti-vaccine vote by talking about how I'm
Yep.
not sure vaccines are that good of an idea.
Yeah, one of them was like,
who
I
wants
met
that?
somebody who got their child vaccinated and then the kid got autism. Like, really? You said that? You fucking asshole.
Who wants those
He
people
did.
voting for you? I mean, I understand you want
Yeah.
votes, but man, that's,
Not them people.
There was a book on Amazon now. I forget the person's name. It's some M name, so I'll just say Melissa. But the book's called like Melissa's Marvelous Measles, and it's a children's book about how it's not that bad to get measles. Really,
Oh my god. Yeah, tell that to the kids that are getting measles right now.
yeah.
you can't. They're dead.
Right. Yeah. I don't know why I decided to bring this debate up. Probably because it
Well,
bothers
it's
the
not,
hell out of
it's
me.
not a debate because nobody
Nobody
one's
with
gonna-
sense.
Somebody mentioned that they listened to the first idiot named McCarthy.
Who is it?
It was a funny.
Good old
okay.
McCarthyism.
Oh, it's the Sharks. It's
Oh, that's they're talking about the communist guy.
Yeah.
I just showed up an giant advertisement. Thanks, guys, for giant advertising.
Good old
Trying to show
McCarthyism.
yeah. No one here's gonna argue with no one.
No, nobody with that.
we're not like middle-aged,
right?
wasted.
The thing
person
about
that-
making that decision, you're like,
California.
oh, I don't want to make this decision for my child. You're making it for other people's children,
Like
dumbass.
this.
Wait,
Think about it like this.
the last time we talked about vaccination, Papa Bear hated me.
Whatever.
He did get mad about that.
Yeah.
But it was accidental. He misunderstood something we said. It wasn't-
I said the wrong number. I literally misspoke.
yeah,
I said
you-
1,000 instead of 1,000,000, and that made him angry.
yeah.
This debate's already been hashed out on the
Yes,
podcast. I
yes.
forgot.
No, that was such a long
Well,
time.
now there's a measles outbreak too. It's
Who are you gonna
pathetic.
listen to? Who are you going to listen to? Somebody who's actually gone for school, for training, for 7+
No,
years?
somebody
Or
that
are
was
you gonna
naked.
Listen to the person that was a former Playboy.
Excuse
model?
you. She got all that information from her doctor, who just happened to be stripped of all of his doctorates because he committed intense amounts of fraud, making up all
And
the evidence for the only ever research
She
that
also
said vaccines
spent a
are
lot
bad.
of time on Google.
Oh yes.
That was one of her-
Google
she's like-
her-
I said that was where I was
Also-
used. I spent a lot of time on Google looking this up.
She currently is in favor of vaccines. She's changed her mind.
Yeah.
After everyone realized she was an idiot and hated
Well, she's
her.
like, man, if all these kids die now, it's kind of my fault. Maybe I
Yeah.
should change my mind because it's funny
God.
till all the children are dead.
Yeah, and like I said, it's not your child you're trying to protect. It's other people's children. Children under 1 can't be vaccinated. That means anyone over 1 needs to be.
There was a great website I found that was reasons I haven't gotten my child vaccinated.
Yeah.
And for the first thing, it's like, this disease. And it's like, I haven't gotten my child vaccinated because he seemed like he was an anti-vaccine thing, but it was a parody. Like, you get angry and it turns out he had a valid reason. And like the first one was because you couldn't do it until you're 1. His kid was like 6 months old. And it goes on. And then one of them, like, he hasn't got his kid vaccinated against the Andromeda strain because it's fictional and he apparently doesn't live in a Michael Crichton novel. And like, he hasn't got his child vaccinated against algebra because even though it sounds like a disease, it's actually a form of math and stuff like that. It was very, very funny.
Yeah.
True story.
You know what can't get vaccinated is colossals. The new
That's
colossals.
true.
It's
That's our current topic.
Yeah.
None of them are named measles. What's the
No,
next one? We're doing so well.
With the Kador one. Is
the
next.
Kador one is called Victor.
Yep.
With a C, though, right? They spell it wrong?
Yeah, they totally spelt it wrong. It should have been VIKTOR.
No,
Travis,
name
get on that.
proper, right?
Conquest
Victor.
is with a C also.
Yep. Conquest is spelled correctly.
Yeah.
Is it?
Not with a K.
Yeah.
Excuse me, I think you mean incorrectly because they spell it with a C.
Right.
I
Their
just assumed it
version
was
of
K.
Russian can do whatever it wants because it's a fictional world.
And it does.
And it does.
It does do whatever it
It's not
wants.
Russian, it's Kadoran.
So they've got
With a C sometimes.
It's got 2 cannons, motor that's inaccurate because it's going to be like Rat 4 anyway.
It has
And I
a rift
totally said
gun. That's
wrong.
all that matters. It has a
Well,
rift
it's
gun.
either
Or
rift or AoE fire.
AoE fire gun.
And,
Or
and
choose
fire
the power
damage.
And it's one and, there's
And
a third
reduces
type too, I
defense.
think.
So it's got like flare or something like
Yeah,
that.
it's got like a giant flare, it's got a rift, or it's got a
Fire.
Well, flare
AoE auto
fire is
fire.
like minus.
So 2 of those, it's basically a cipher except with fire instead of the normal POW damage.
Correct.
Because the rift and the flare are 2
well,
of the cipher's
it's not really
choices.
flare because flare also takes away stealth, and that's
No,
not,
that's targeting flare,
Okay, gotcha.
which
So-
people mix up all the time.
Yeah. But yeah, I find that obnoxious though. You're going to have this gun that's going to be able to shoot ridiculously far away and AoE auto fire as well. That's
And it won't be 4 points in one caster's list only.
Well, yeah. The thing about that is that a lot of colossal lists always already ruin the idea of taking troopers, right?
Yeah.
So it doesn't matter.
Yeah, it's intriguing.
Unless those troopers are hammer dwarves.
No, colossals still do well. Against
No
them.
way. I
Fires
them.
kill the hell out of hammer. Hey,
They
why,
fire
do.
kills all troopers.
The thing about hammer dwarfs is it's so easy to avoid them.
The only thing it doesn't kill is like Fist of Halal.
I
That's
feel like
true.
that huddling together helps to protect you against fire.
Yeah.
Like defensive
really does,
line.
because
Like
they
the fire's like, oh, you're holding hands. I'll burn you slightly less.
You got normal dwarves. I don't want to hurt them.
You're holding hands. I can't hurt you. Yeah.
Yeah.
So jump to the.
Would-
Which one do you have next?
Signar's on the top.
It's another Kruger one.
Yeah, yay, Hurricane. Oh, look, it's got more lightning and wind stuff.
And an
Good.
arc node.
That's the story
Yeah.
of Hurricane.
And it can push a model away or something
Colossal
too.
though. Authorities came to
It's
play.
got 2 POW 10 cannons with some sort of push effect and something called a turbulence generator.
Yep.
Which is like Power 16 chain lightning or something.
Yeah, probably.
Oh, that'd be cool. I like that.
I think that's what they said something about Power 16 on the pod. On
Yeah,
their
it's got
little
2 POW
show.
16 cannons with a push effect, and then they have another star for turbulence generator.
It's
okay.
hilarious how worthless an Arc Node Colossal is 99 times out of 100, by the way.
Because it's pretty
I
easy
don't
to
know
engage.
There is
Yeah,
nothing easier to engage than a...
But I think
Yeah.
it might be one of those where you. It wouldn't
The
matter
awesome,
if it's engaged
the
or
awesome
not.
thing about that is that you get to hide behind it and still cast spells right through.
as long as nobody just gets into melee with it.
Which you're not going to be able to if all their stuff is chain lightning to death.
And it also might have some special rule of a modified
If-
arc node where
if
if it's engaged, it can probably still.
If the Circle Mega Monkey had Arc Node,
That would be
mark my
stupid.
words, the thing would be much better.
That's
Because
true.
you know they can come up and engage it, and then you can unengage it by smashing everything in its way.
Right.
And now you can arc spells through it and hide behind it.
Yeah.
I don't think that's completely awful. Maybe it's completely awful for
It's less...
Signar.
Yeah, well... I think it's less powerful than an Arc Node on any other base size.
It is easier to hide Thorn than it is.
It's easier to hide behind a Colossal, though.
Well, sure, but if you're usually you want to hide behind your Colossal while your other Jack, who is an Arc Node, is a foot further forward.
A lot of them cheaper jacks with Arc Nodes are way overpriced, though. On the flip side of that.
generally. Yep.
I think Thorn's only 8 points, and it's a good 8 points.
Only
That's a
he's
lot
8
of points.
Yeah, he's a light jack that's.
That's a lot of
But
points.
he's
I know so
super
many.
maneuverable.
When's the last time you saw E-Haley with those thorns? They don't take them very often anymore, right?
Thorn, I usually see.
I like to see
Yeah.
Thorn.
Let's. Do
I
you
like
got
to
the
use
new
Thorn.
list? Yeah.
Boy, I don't know. Yeah, I, mean,
I don't have a
I don't
list.
know.
I don't know what
I don't
other
know.
people do because
The ones I saw
check.
before I stopped
I suck
playing
and
almost
lose.
never had Thorn in them because he's 8 points. It's expensive. It's insane.
It can be. The follow-up is called a Revelator by Urfa Protector to Menoth.
Nah.
It's got 2 Vanquisher cannons and 2 additional guns that look like nipple flamethrowers. It can see through stealth, and it's got AoEs to help get rid of stealth.
So the
That's
funny-
targeting flare.
Yeah. So the funny thing about that is that the current the Judicator already ignores stealth
With its sprays.
with its sprays.
But like that's
and
good against
AoE
stuff like
fires.
Kaya 2 or Lilith 2 because
the-
now you can put those
Yeah.
flares on heavies that normally
The flare on the heavy is awesome, but that faction does already have Rovin.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But I just know people are complaining that, or not complaining, but saying that against those stealth battle groups now you can because you can get multiple things now.
I
Rovin-
could see that if that came out for Ret people, I'd be goddamn excited.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Rovan can't be in both lists, though.
Yeah, but he's probably not in any list. So that tells you how important
He's
it is.
typically there.
Really? I
No.
never see that
No,
guy.
See, I see
the
him.
only, the only person that really takes him is our
Harvey?
Well, no, I'm just saying the person in our meta that usually takes him is Jeremy.
Roven has got to be the 3-man unit I see the least.
Yeah, for sure.
Yeah.
Yeah, well, our meta is useless nowadays, so it's not really a competitive
3-man.
scene anymore.
But I mean,
you got
Yeah, all
the
the time.
13th.
I guess
you
I
got
don't know if
Weather
things
Shadow
have changed in the
Combine.
last year, but before
I've
that,
only
you
seen
almost
them in,
never saw them at
more
tournaments. So that
Ever
tells you what Isla Sight or Stealth is a big deal to them.
I don't play
The thing
them very
about them
often.
playing against Ikai is they fear Circle the least. Right? You just take your fucking Avatar of Doom, it gets hit once, it walks away, it kills their whole fucking army. I mean, for real. Avatar will kill 2 of their heavies a turn.
It's pretty strong. On the other hand, I've heard tales of Agorax surviving it and then counter-killing it.
Well, a Gorax is not a heavy, it's a little
Yeah.
beefier than that.
Yeah, that's true.
Johnny.
Gorax.
You don't see the Wither Shadow Combine?
He's the only Crix in our area, and
The Wither
doesn't bring
Shadow
them.
Combine comes almost every time. The B13
Yeah.
comes
That's it.
almost every time. The Great Bars are very good.
the only time I've seen Wither
Shadow.
Shadow was against more Nebra.
If you go to a tournament with Crix and the Wither Shadow Combine isn't in one of your lists, you should be slapped.
Yeah, you've probably done something
It's
horribly wrong.
absurdly good.
They're amazing, and they can make other jacks.
Yeah, they're amazing over and over and over again. Like the
that's-
free upgrade, great. Free jacks, super great. The Soulfire spam, also super great.
The free jack thing, they're amazing, and I do play them, but that's the thing that doesn't come
That's
up
the
that
gimmick.
often.
Gimmicky thing.
That's what I'm saying. Is that they're amazing, and then they can make more jacks.
Yeah.
They're
Yeah,
amazing
that's
before
crazy.
they make
Yeah.
the jacks, yeah.
No, they're just normally not in the list I get put against.
It's like getting a massage is great, and then if it turns out the place you're at gives a happy ending, that's even better.
Yeah.
For the same price.
Yeah.
Right, yeah. And they
Yeah.
throw it, you're like, oh, I didn't realize this was a fake massage
Oh, this is
parlor.
still only
This
5
is-
points? Okay.
Yeah.
Wither Shadow Combine gives happy endings.
Yes, yes, they do.
Dareth Wraith
Every
really
once
should
in a
see
while.
more. Dareth Wraith, best 5 points.
I see
solo
that
game.
guy a lot.
The guy who makes bullets sad.
Yeah.
I don't
I hear he's
understand
just
that.
enough to let you live through the Bradigus.
All right, and the follow-up one is the Crix one. I don't think I'm going to say that word right.
I don't even know where it
Selpucker?
is. What?
Selpucker?
Oh, the
Selfucker.
Yeah, the Selfucker. No, the Sepulcher.
Sepulcher.
Yeah.
Oh, that thing.
He makes Mecha Thralls and Brute Thralls depending on the range that he collects and makes things.
He
it'll
could be
cool.
awesome, yeah.
He's going to be making them for free. Like, people are like, if it's an action, there's no way it's a fucking action.
Yeah.
He's going to poop them out for free every
Yeah,
turn.
It just
after he
depends-
kills stuff, he's going to throw them out
It just
there,
depends on the
which could be
collection
cool.
range.
Either
I mean,
if
I
he
think they
kills,
got to
he
make
gets
up for
them
the
immediately.
Kraken a little bit,
Yeah.
right? They
Well,
got to make up for the Kraken a
Kraken's
little
gun
bit.
is really people really are in love with the Kraken's gun just because it does do stuff. But
Some
yeah.
lists, the Kraken is insane, but like not a lot. is
But the
problem.
Kraken can't be turned up because I mean some of its abilities like collect souls from your opponents, rush forward, get those souls, die, and then the turn after you die, do amazing things.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's good
So
way to
as
lose
long-
20 points.
It's
Yeah.
like Terminus's Mark 1 feat.
Yeah.
Where it's like, if I live this turn, which I won't, I'll be really good next turn.
Yeah. So we'll see. I'm
I think he
curious
was one
what
of the victims of our first turn feat kill.
Yeah.
He was.
It was you.
No, Terminus survived because
Oh,
I got
okay.
all the souls. Because then what happened is I had Terminus with like 30 focus try to kill Ashlyn under Ashlyn's feet, and it did not go well.
No, it never works. I've seen that happen 3 times in Mark 1.
Like, you'd think, well, no, against me, people would fucking roll. Under Ashlyn's feet, a rake headbutted that bitch and knocked her down.
that was Marshall that got you,
It was
right?
Marshall. The rake jumped over, headbutted me, rolled 66655, and Ashlyn's like, fuck, and then something came up and ate her. Fuck.
Yep.
I should not play casters based on luck-themed feats.
Meanwhile, 30 focus off of Terminus, and you probably hit her once.
Yeah.
Honor full camp, probably, too.
Flailing impotently.
So yeah, the Crix one has potential based on how far it collects things and how
Yeah.
much it can poop out.
Yeah.
I gotta
Hopefully
say-
it can collect both.
I gotta say, the real topic for me is that it's like, well, these are field allowance 2 as well, and like the whole field allowance 2 on Colossals debate. They can't wreck it any more than they already have, so it doesn't really matter in that light.
Yeah, and with this point, something you mentioned the other day is that now the other ones being field allowance 2 is completely irrelevant, because even if they were field allowance 1, at this point, you could still take 2 Colossals.
Exactly.
So,
Yeah.
unless there was some
No,
weird
there's
rule,
something
like
different.
every list can only contain 1 Colossal.
Right.
Yeah.
There is,
Or,
I will
yeah,
say,
scaling it per points or something.
we
Right.
we have a majority of people who don't like that, but in the world there are enough people who like having the option of fielding more than one. I mean, honestly, when you look at these, when you look at like Templecon, most people don't even do it.
No,
It's
no,
just
most people don't
because-
do it. The thing that I hate about it is that it's a pass-fail situation.
Yeah.
When Keith was so good with Elich,
Yeah.
I played against Elich, against Keith all the time, and I lost all the time. Maybe I won a couple, but not many. But when I played anybody else playing Elich, I won. It was not a pass-fail situation. Yeah. Whereas 2 Colossals, you either beat it or you don't. End of story, done. That's it.
And even if 90% of people don't bring it because it's usually a stupid thing to do, once you stop teching for 2 Colossals because nobody does it, then you randomly run against some schmuck with
2 Colossals?
2 Colossals.
And you hit the fail button right away.
Or you run into, Gorton and 3 Earthbreakers, and you're like, well, oops.
And that's the thing, is that the double Colossal list is still right with Durgan, right?
Yeah,
Ain't it right with him?
Tune-up should not affect Colossals.
No, absolutely not.
Tune-up should not affect Colossals.
It should not affect huge bases.
Yeah.
Which would affect the Colossals. Yeah,
right.
I agree with that entirely.
Yeah, medium or large warjacks.
Yeah. No, like small.
Because there's so many things like Morneva's speed and Haley's speed and everything, that just don't affect huge bases. Yeah. So tune-up should just be...
And the thing is, I play the 2 factions that probably gets off the easiest. If I see 2 Colossals and I'm playing my Cricks and my scoring, I probably have won that game.
Yeah.
I almost... I have very few fail options in that situation.
Doesn't mean you can't hate it.
Yeah, I still don't... I don't like anything where you sit down and go, oh... Unless my opponent makes a stupid mistake, I have 0 chance. Or I have 1 chance based on their bad dice. And I think 2 Colossals is one of those things that can create those scenarios.
We missed a Jack so far, though. The Colossal.
Oh, well, we're still talking about the Crix Jack.
Yeah, what Crix
well, you said lastly.
Did I say lastly? I messed up.
What's next?
Because Convergence was at the bottom. The Retribution's Helios.
Oh, yeah.
First Colossal without a gun.
I said we talked about that before the podcast started.
I don't remember Helios guns in Borderland. So I'm confused.
Right.
Because all previous Ret Colossals were Borderlands companies.
Right.
Why wasn't this one Atlas or Malawan?
How about Torg?
Torg. Oh my god.
I'm going to blow shit up!
It's got a tractor beam that does not cause damage but pushes models D3, or I'm sorry, 3 inches
how many
in any direction.
It comes down to how many miles it's going to push. If it's just
it sounds like it's 20 points for ATK, which would be a little sad, but...
Yeah, ATK, but it sounds like it's got a bubble like the...
some kind of buff bubble.
The Hulk hands and the...
they don't need buffs, though, because if you're actually relying on them to kill something, you're playing Ron, and they're already doing it.
True. Very true.
Travis says it has a gun, implying that that's in addition to the tractor beam. So it might have...
That's not what that video said. That video said, for sure, the first Colossal without a gun, screw you, Travis.
Yep.
Yeah, Travis. What's up?
Travis, you're making Travis so mad today.
It has a gun.
Travis is just sending me text like, why is everyone so dumb?
Is he texting you and posting in the Twitch feed?
He's twerking right now.
He might be messaging me too, but I'm in Star Realms. So
he's not messaging me because I'm not in Star Realms anymore.
An aneurysm, Travis. The number for 911 is 911.
Oh, he's been messaging me.
It's also got something called Force Gate, which it can protect itself or enhance allies, and it was created by House Shield for battle mages.
Is that Shield? Is that the second? No, that's still the first chassis, ain't it? Shield?
It's still on the first.
It looks like it's on. It looks like
it's a Force Shield one. Oh, it's the Force Field kind.
No. Yeah. Oh, sorry. It looks like a large Myrmidon is what it looks like.
Yeah. Well, they're all Myrmidons. It looks like the one with the Force Field.
Is it different than Myrmidon? Or I thought the other ones were called something else.
No, they're Bayer instead of Shael.
The tractor beam is the gun. We are freaking death. But the gun doesn't do damage.
Right, so it's basically like a TK spell.
Well, yeah.
It just has a little gun symbol next to it because that's how the rules are gonna
that's
work.
what we meant.
Come on, Travis.
Yes.
Jesus.
Fucking Infernals.
And yes, Sheila's first.
Yeah, and that's what it is another one of the Force Field ones. They're usually not quite as impressive as the smash you in the face ones.
Phoenix is pretty awesome.
But if
it still dies a lot.
Yeah, if it's one thing you push, that's one. But if it's like rapid fire, or if it has like an AOE and everything you hit, it's almost like a mini.
Oh, like the Hulk hands. Yeah, if it was like a big version of that Hulk hand spell. Look out! That would be a nasty 4 or 5.
One. I mean, if it's an AOE that you hit, I mean, because what's her balls? The troll caster already has the little mini landslide. So would it be that different than if he had a little mini version of Spider Guy's feet?
Yep.
And
I'm using technical terms here, by the way.
You're
not at my level.
Here's a side rant. People sometimes complain, like, one of the issues was that's all we got for Templecon were some Colossals. We didn't get, like, any kind of caster information.
We got a cardboard board.
I'm just saying, but like, for War Machine, that's all we got. And sometimes people are like, well, that's good because, people don't want spoilers. And there is a difference between someone saying, "Here's a spoiler, all the stats," and like something like this. Here's
building up excitement. Here's the theme of this caster.
Here's an idea. Here are some jacks are coming. Here's some things that they do. It's not all their stats. It's just some concepts. It's saying, "Oh, by the way, here's some casters. Here's some concepts." That you're right. It builds excitement without spoiling. It gives you ideas, but you still want to rush to see that page when it comes out because you want to know what it does. There's like a balance you can do, but
absolutely, you got to promote your product.
Yeah, I was a little surprised they didn't get a little more.
Yeah,
me too. The video last year they had a bunch of people sitting down and they had a Q&A and they had this interview stuff going on. And this year it was just Ed talking to the camera and then rushing away as soon as it was over. And there was like no discussion. It seemed weird.
And everybody was sad because there's no new faction.
Yeah,
I wonder if that was because of the issues. It sounded like they had some technical issues.
Yeah, they didn't
trying to get it broadcast. So that may have been the reason why they didn't have a Q&A.
And I don't even mind that they're saving the smog, because they're saving all the Horde for Smogcog, and that's cool, because that's the first time they're going to be over in England, so they want to save some announcements. So I understand putting all the Horde stuff there, because that gives some excitement for that. Yeah. But they could have been a little bit more giving, since the War Machine book comes out in a few months.
Maybe just give us a quick 5-second
Well, usually last year they just said even though people don't know the names of casters yet.
Yeah,
I mean some people it's
crazy. That's crazy.
It is weird, but whatever. I mean, less excitement being built means I have to spend I don't know.
Yeah.
They'll still spend the same amount of money.
Yeah,
you're going to get the book.
Yeah,
I have never bought one of them books.
Ever since War, I haven't bought a no quarter or a book since War Room existed.
Yeah,
I have no reason to buy those things anymore.
Because they look pretty and they have nice fluff if you would read it.
I miss the puzzles in No Quarter. I always liked those.
I don't think
the puzzles. You don't remember
those puzzles? Never taken into account when your two-handed throw fails because your strength check sucks.
That is true. They did not take that into account. But you don't remember they would have a situation, and they're like, you have this model and this model, and there's a focus on this one, and then their caster's here. Kill their caster, assuming average dice.
I've only been getting no quarters for a year.
But those were the thing. Doesn't that sound neat?
That does sound really cool.
They used to do
that in Magic the Gathering magazines too.
Yeah, yes, they did. That. The one I remember was there was a whole page, spread of all the cards, and you had one hit point, and they're you had to get to the top.
Some crazy,
how do you not die?
Yeah.
Yeah, and you had channel in your hand and one hit point.
That's always fun. That's a cool little thing to do.
Little game, yeah.
I miss Magic.
Hi, Andy.
That isn't true.
But I'm strong. You know what? That's like saying I miss doing heroin. I'm still going to stay
I'm playing
clean.
WoW. I love heroin.
No, see, that's the thing. Nope.
I think WoW is a little different than heroin.
Yeah, it's crack.
It's less addicting.
It's just pure blue metal.
Heroin.
Yeah, heroin's less addicting.
Yes, that is true.
Although WoW was helpful, we basically died and we were learning new content in WoW, and we basically wiped 27 times against the same boss. That takes away your energy a little bit. So you have a couple more nights of that, I'll be off the WoW.
Yeah, that's a classic WoW.
Yeah,
God, we wiped on that stupid Fire Maw or whatever 4 months.
Oh, the first boss in BWL.
No, that first one was bad, but the one that stacked the flame buffets on you and you didn't want to eat them.
Oh yeah,
yeah, but that was the buffet you didn't.
But now imagine being amazed and having to dodge a bowling ball. That's basically what we were dying on. It wasn't even cool mechanics; it's just stupid nonsense.
I wish it was still a thing that could happen. But my favorite thing I've heard about in WoW was there's that boss.
Kha'Zix does Stormwind.
Well, I don't know. There's a guy who he's a big unkillable dude, and he gets stronger as he kills people. So the more you find, the stronger he gets. And they fixed it now, but when it came out, they didn't realize how big of a shitheads people that played their games are. Yeah. So one guy kited that guy across the whole continent into an alliance town, and it was like Godzilla attacking Tokyo.
It's one of the most fun videos.
That is a great video because people are running and hiding and falling over dead, and it's pretty awesome.
And he gets more powerful as he kills people, and he's just wreaking havoc.
He just has this AoE spell that he does that just sends out skulls.
Yeah, you see people running in the building.
Yeah, just shots of him just send them out. You just see him go out by 1,000.
Yeah, people used to kite dinosaurs from this crater world to another big city, and they
up an elevator.
They had to somehow go up an elevator and then get it to the big city. And now you can't do any. I mean, I understand some of that was a little ridiculous, but it's a little sad you can't pull some of that stuff.
I guess they had some plague that they got spread into one of the towns and shut down their whole server.
That was the Hakar plague.
Yeah.
Oh, yep.
Yeah, somebody would get that put onto their pet, and then they would they put the pet away, and then go into town, and then bring that pet out, and just kill everything.
It would
right
into
the trade houses.
Yeah, they had to shut down the servers.
Well, it's kind of like the flip side is...
Well, see, they didn't... If they would have vaccinated...
Yep, exactly. They were listening to Idiot McCarthy.
Yeah, but then what happens is your pet has autism.
Right. God.
Which I think Morlocks do, right?
Right. I'm pretty sure a lot of those pets are probably pretty well okay with that.
But the flip side, I can't. I was just saying, Final Fantasy 12, they had like something that was supposed to just be decoration, like this ghost dragon in the sky that they gave 1 billion hit points and it heals 10 million hit points a nanosecond.
Somebody killed it.
People, like hundreds of, like the entire server just combined to all attack it at once, and it took like 3 days of people fighting in shifts, and they managed to kill the thing. And then the game had no mechanic for it to respawn. So it was just this corpse flying in the field. Like they had to shut down the servers to reprogram the game to resurrect this thing to put it back into the sky.
See, if you can't in a sandbox game make your own fun like that, it kind of does take away from the game a little bit. I think that's what Brian was kind of getting at.
That's just
like, I mean, Kazakh needed a damn leash, but random stompy dinosaurs from the crater did not need a leash.
Yeah, because you would have convinced a lot of people not to kill it, because it wasn't like this ultra powerful thing. It was just like a level whatever dinosaur that could be killed, and it was just like you just turn and you see, that guy's taking a dinosaur to the city. Just kind of let him go. Maybe you'd follow along to see if you could make it, because a lot of times you'd fail because it was
They were
that bridge was the hardest part.
Yeah, it was like,
taking them up the elevator.
Yeah. Dude, those dinosaurs were like ninja dinosaurs in that damn game too. All of a sudden you'd be like killing some random thing and that all of a sudden the ground would shake. You'd be like, oh god. And you'd look behind you and it'd be right there. Like an inch away from you.
Chance.
It's like 40 stories
like
tall.
Like the cougars in Red Dead Redemption.
Yes, exactly like them.
These are 40-story tall dinosaurs though. And all of a sudden it's right on you, killing you. You're like, oh my god.
The cougars in Red Dead Redemption though, they would pop out. You would hear the noise that they make and you're like, oh shit. And then by the time you turn around,
you start shooting in directions.
God.
I got tackled off of my horse off of a cliff and died. It was my most memorable death in that game. Just cougar took you off your horse and you're falling and splat.
Yeah, we've got that's all the colossals.
Yeah. That was all of them then. Yes.
Ninja Dinosaur was the last colossal. Did they announce gargantuans yet for my pigs?
They did not.
Son of a bitch.
It's gonna be for gators anyway.
It is gonna be for gators anyway.
Because they got the battle engine, so may as well give them the colossal too.
Yeah.
Hopefully they get Godzilla.
You got a battle engine.
I got a battle. I like the pig battle engine. The gator battle engine is the one people are shitting their pants over
because it's amazing.
But the pig battle engine is good too.
Yeah,
I like it. It doesn't have 2 giant middle fingers to Crix.
No.
I do like this. Like, I have 2 gator battle engines. Crix automatically loses to me. That's pretty funny.
It's gotta have answers.
Yeah.
I'm sure gators before that
Just
were
play
just
more than ever.
horrible against Crix. Right?
Well, actually, Malak really got a brought him game. Malak was
because of the whole undead spam thing.
You could do some pretty good
and
stuff.
I guess they got the undead bone shaman.
Yeah, so they had surprised. There were still some bad matchups, but overall they really had us. They could level the playing field in quite a bit of matchups.
The Crix player, you have to look at your list and say, if all of my single wound infantry died, could I still win this game? And you need to be able to say yes.
Yeah, it's a weird
situation to be in as a Crix player.
Yeah, because they're supposed to mostly die.
Yeah, but they're supposed to do something first.
Yeah. If they all die before they do anything ever.
Yeah, it's like make the list and then take all those single wound infantry and throw them in the dumpster and look at what's left. And then
get out the
beat
Witch
a gator
Coven.
army.
Yeah,
Witch Covens. Yeah, that's it.
Or like I said, Mordenebra.
Yeah, but they're not living models in them gator armies anymore. They're all undead. That kind of bones her up.
Yeah. I mean, there's still, that part of her thing, but she still is, you're going to bring a big bunch of jacks and you can still wreck face. I mean,
she is nasty against everything but Crix.
It's easy to miss because their infantry's so good, but Crix jacks are not bad.
Some of them are not bad.
The
Seether and the Slayer are awful. And
the Slayer chassis is kind of...
See, there's only, 7 points?
9.
It's 9? Oh, fuck it. See, there's terrible.
Awful.
They basically took away...
For 9 points,
it lost the defense from Mark 1 and Mark 2, and it's just... too many things to do enough damage, right? They just needed one more boxes, but...
I don't know what it is. I'm too busy masturbating over a fucking harrower.
Oh.
God, I love the harrower.
A heroin.
Heroin. I'll masturbate over heroin, too. A harrower doing heroin.
Never seen on the field is the one that they built the kit for.
The corrupt.
Oh yeah, because it's terrible.
Not the corrupt.
The meat node one.
The desecrator.
The desecrator.
It has a range 1 gun.
That's a thing?
It's like a range 8. It's a range 8 AoE gun that uses a Scather, which is theoretically cool.
Well, the Skater would be cool at like 14 inches, not 8.
Yeah, you does get a free focus for being near Banes. I mean, that's something.
But the thing, okay, here's what it is. I think I've seen that thing before. But the thing is it's exactly the point cost of another unit of Bane Knights. So what would you rather have next to your Bane Knights? More Bane Knights? Yes. Right? You need to take 20 of them.
I can't wait till Plastic Bayonets come out someday. My wallet can wait.
But I mean, that is the thing, right?
Yeah,
I mean, that might change, but and then you're talking about if all your troopers die. Well,
I'm just saying, you have your corollary, give it a focus, and induct a second focus, and then it gains a focus, and you got 3 focus for free.
yeah, you can do all that with freaking Witch Coven.
Yeah.
And a Bane Knight, evidently.
Yeah.
And a Bane Knight. Boom. What's the other topic? Zappities?
Oh yeah, we did have.
You have a topic. You guys had a topic.
We have
You had your
one more
secret topic that
Jim
I
had a
know.
topic.
Yeah,
gonna be
Okay, so
amazing.
we were watching the Breaking Bad,
sure.
and we were talking about Jesse's buddy that got shot, and we couldn't remember his name. I was like, what was his name? Twinkie or Ding Dong? And it was Combo.
Combo, yeah.
So, if you were a drug dealer, what snack food would be your nickname?
This is amazing. Why have we never had a Zappity Grumble question this good? Failures, you've all failed us.
What is your
I think
candy?
What is your snack food and
Or
drug
you
dealer
could
name?
You could be a hitman, or you could be part of the
Yeah.
mob or something like that. But it has to be your nickname.
My brain's going straight to the salted nut roll, but I need to see if I can think of something better than that.
Salted nut roll. I like it. That's a good one. Obviously, the ones you wouldn't want to have hung on you is like Twinkie or Ding Dong.
Yeah.
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 Or probably Oreo, because that's got all sorts of terrible sexual connections.
That's a great topic. A quick random announcement. There's going to be another 4-pack in Cedar Rapids this year.
Oh!
Information's going up soon on Muse and PP. Or actually, they put them up today.
Ooh, I might
I want to mention that for Billy.
Oh, sweet.
Sorry. But back to the better topic.
Salted nut rolls is a great start. I think that we're definitely going with Nathan being
All right.
salted nut roll.
I bought time, John.
I didn't think during that.
Why didn't you not think during the
Because
time?
that was
All
brain
Because I was
freezer.
listening to Brian.
right, well, Andy's had 24 hours to think about this. What did you come up
I
with?
couldn't come up with
You
anything.
guys didn't come up
either.
with anything?
I think Cheetos for Andy for some reason.
Yeah, I'll go with Cheetos. Yeah, that'd be.
Or Cheeto.
You don't
Cheeto,
Cheds?
not Cheetos.
No, not Cheds. No.
You're not Cheds?
No, Cheds, yeah, have a little explaining. Cheetos, that makes sense.
Yeah, Cheeto is just one you can just hang on somebody and like, oh, that's Cheeto. Like, yeah, of course it's Cheeto.
Plus, it's orange.
Yeah.
and I like orange. And
Yeah.
I like everything I touch to be orange.
Yeah.
So that would be Cheetos.
Yeah. On a related note, don't masturbate using suntan lotion as lube.
Yes.
Okay.
What
I'll
happens?
Keep that in mind.
You have an orange cock.
Yeah.
Oh. You can call Cheeto.
You need to watch a lot more of Rescue Me.
That was the best scene. That was like a side scene in Rescue Me.
It's
Yeah,
like a
it was the best
20-minute
part.
setup.
Yep. The whole episode sets up to that one stupid joke.
John, since you haven't thought of one, I'm going to call you
Yeah.
Fiddle Faddle.
Fiddle Faddle?
You're Fiddle Faddle.
That's not too terrible. I was going to go with
It's no salt.
a Rolo.
Rolo?
Rollo.
Rolo's too cool.
No, no.
Rolo's the big black muscle guy. Like,
Exactly.
you
Call
gotta
him
step down
Yolo.
with my boy Rolo.
Rolo also sounds like you're gonna just turn on everyone immediately. Every person.
That's that.
Well, Rollo, you
Don't
was
tell,
in on
any,
this.
don't tell that guy any secrets, man. He'll Rolo all over you.
It works perfectly.
Rollo,
It's a
we're
great
gonna Rollo.
one.
I don't know.
Rolo's a good
Rolo
one.
and Fiddle Faddle is a good buddy cop show.
A couple of nicknames that I mentioned on the thing is Hobnob and Jaffa Cake. I don't know what Jaffa.
What's a
I
Jaffa
don't know what
cake?
any of
That
that
must be
is.
some weird European person.
Yeah.
Well, are they awake at this time? Are they in the middle of their workday,
They watch
maybe?
I don't know what time it is. Is it like midnight now in England? I don't
No,
know.
it's the other way.
Where does
20
Morehouse live? Where
It's
does James
1:18
Morehouse
in
live?
England right now.
Australia.
Oh, okay, because he's
AM?
texting me right
One-
now. So
in
I
the
don't know what
morning.
it is in Australia.
It's like
Somebody's
noon o'clock.
drunk.
Noon o'clock.
Somebody's drunk.
Well, he's in Australia.
Right, okay, well.
Obviously, he's.
I was talking about England, but sure.
Here to the
Why
UK,
isn't Morehouse
it's a
texting me? You
6 hour
son of a
difference.
bitch.
It's a 6 hour difference. I think,
So it's like
from
1
here
in the
to
morning
UK.
there?
Yeah.
Yeah, I don't know. By the way, you still haven't played our Blood Bowl
Twizzler,
game for
that's
week
not a
7.
bad one. I'll take Twizzler, because I'm the skinny one in the group.
Twizzler.
No,
Although
you're
not anymore.
No,
I guess.
no, you're no Twizzler. You're Red Vine. Okay?
Red Vine.
You have to earn Twizzler.
Okay, fair enough. Ouch.
Yeah.
That hurts.
Wow.
Inside. Fucking red vines. Those things taste like plastic.
Oh, it hurt my feelings because Mike from Breaking Bad was on. He played a character's dad in Parks and Recreation, and he was like a really hard ass, whatever. And somebody offered him a Twizzler, and he's like, "We're a Red Vine family." Just like disdain.
The guy that recommended Jaffa cake and Hobnob is indeed drunk.
Yeah, I do
Yeah.
it.
Fair enough.
So he's not at work.
So we just got Brian
Maybe.
left.
I don't know. I can't think of any candy. I don't know.
We
the first,
did.
the first candy I thought in my head was Whoppers, but that doesn't really.
How about Walk Corn?
Popcorn.
You can be Wopcorn. That's a terrible one.
That seems slightly racist. Slightly racist.
Yeah, no, that's from fucking C-Lab.
Yeah.
The guy's talking
Whoppers
about
and popcorn. So
Yeah,
popcorn.
he's talking about Whoppers and popcorn the whole episode, and finally at the end he thinks he has it, and a cat shit in a bag of popcorn. He's like, "Oh, that's cat Tukey."
Oh, it's cat Tukey.
What? Since C-Lab, it doesn't ever make
I gave
sense.
Turtle Face a peanut.
Oh my god.
You just gotta pray the cancer away.
The ASHD TV, very good episode.
Yeah.
That is.
Wait, what was that?
Did you?
To respond to Pure
Madonna?
Funk, yes, we talked about the Unlikely Allies tournament on the 28th. It's on the 20th. Well, that's all we said, actually. We didn't even explain it.
Oh, Pure Funk, it's Billy. Hey.
Snowball.
No, Pure
Snowball.
Funk is not Billy, is it?
Yeah, it's Billy.
Snowball? Ryan can be Snowball. That sounds like a Coke
Okay, I've
dealer.
seen Clerks. I know why that guy was called Snowball.
That's a terrible one. Is that as bad as Twinkie?
Yeah, it's-
Worse?
No, that's
Does
worse.
Twinkie
he's not
involve
Snowball.
ingesting your own body?
I also
fluid?
like
No, you're not
Pez,
Snowball.
but that doesn't really help either.
Pez.
No, we're not doing
It's
pets.
No, I know.
You need a longer neck.
I don't really have. I'm not arguing you.
We'll get one from the internet for you.
Yeah,
All right.
somebody get
I'm at 1%, but I'm going to risk Googling snack food nicknames, see if they already have a list of good ones.
All right.
Time Cheetos?
Talk amongst yourselves.
Cheeto.
Oh, powering off, shutting down. Damn it.
What?
I got
My
it.
phone. I died.
I'll take over. You guys
All right.
talk amongst yourself.
Talks the monk. So who are we here? What are you?
What am I?
What are you?
I was salted
Salted,
nut roll.
yeah.
Salt and nut roll. You're.
You just
I was gonna be
fiddle
Rolo
faddle
or
Rolo.
Fiddle Faddle, yeah.
He's Rolo,
Yeah, definitely.
We'll go with
Rolo,
Rolo.
Cheeto,
Fucking Rolo.
Red Vine,
Red
and then we gotta find one for
Red Vine.
snack nicknames.
This is the weirdest.
It'll be on here.
Hershey.
Hershey, really? Okay, no one said that.
No,
Jets.
Okay.
Oh, here we go. Jets rookie earns a nickname.
I don't know what that means. But it doesn't have to be candy. There's also more snack foods. There's like chips and stuff.
Yeah, like Gargettos wouldn't work because that's too long.
Funyuns.
Funyuns, you can be Funyuns. That's awesome. Funyuns.
I used to eat Funyuns with easy cheese on them. That was health food when I was a kid.
We had a guy in my biology class in high school. He would crush up a bag of Funyuns and just dip it into his not dip it, just pour it into his Cheeto bag, and then eat. Yeah,
And then smash up the Cheetos and
no. He didn't snort it or anything. He ate Funyun covered Cheetos.
Oh my god, I'm
was
going to do that on the way home. There is no way I'm not stopping
You know-
at a fucking PDQ and buying those two things.
that was his breakfast.
That sounds pretty amazing.
You know what's awful is that they don't sell the Doritos Locos taco shells at grocery stores. Taco Bell, missing out.
They used to.
Really?
Yeah.
You'd think, I mean, if I went to a grocery store and the option was them or plain taco shells, I would never choose plain.
What the hell is a Grippo?
Ho-Ho's, Grippo, Ruffles.
Ho-Ho's and
Ho-Ho's is
Ruffles we
terrible.
have here. But what the hell is a
Ruffles I
Grippo?
could buy. I don't know.
It sounds like he's doing some
Kukako's also drunk.
Do you also drink Fago wherever that is?
Fago.
Is that
I
like a
bought
Detroit?
I stayed with at my house. I owed someone some soda.
Is
so
it
I
like
bought
a
him bagel.
Detroit snack chip?
I love peach Fago.
Well, I went to.
Didn't know
They're
that was
not
a thing.
bad bagels.
You said women's had like international soda. And I forgot what it was called. And I saw Fago. I'm like, that doesn't seem American.
Fago is Detroit or something.
I know. Well,
Have you never listened to Insane Clown Posse? God.
No.
Oh, because you're not idiots.
Yeah.
I forgot.
That's their official drink.
Yeah, Fago and Fat
I
Girls,
know.
that's their things.
Really?
Oh, yeah. They're actually pretty funny. I like them.
Fucking magnets. How do they work?
They are pretty
That
funny.
video is amazing, and the SNL parody of that video is the last great thing SNL did.
They're actually pretty funny, the ICP. I mean, if you're a diehard ICP fan, chances are you're an idiotic meth head.
Yeah, Juggalos are terrible.
Yeah.
Juggalos.
But their music is
Juggalo
pretty
for life,
amusing.
dude.
Yeah, if you hear that, run. Just run.
It looks like my Twitter thing didn't show up on Facebook.
your Twitter thing.
Yeah.
True story.
I think the only ICP song
alright,
I've
so
heard
Ryan
is the
doesn't get a
dating
snack
game.
food name.
Funyuns.
He did.
Oh, yeah, it was
Funyuns.
Funyuns.
That's what
Funyuns.
brought up the
Yeah.
crushed up Funyuns on the Cheetos.
Oh, don't
Yeah.
keep taunting me with crushed up Funyuns on Cheetos.
I would crush up the Funyuns and crush up the Cheetos, and then like just have that as like a big like mix of.
And then dump those into bugles.
Oh.
Fill bugles with that dust. That's my new crudité. I'm gonna serve that like at my next wedding.
Every time I invent something that is going to
Is
taste
Raylene
good,
wearing
hi, Raylene.
You could mix it with cream cheese.
Yeah, that's the you make a
Yeah, cream cheese and the bugle, and then throw the dust on the cream cheese.
Crush up the Funyuns and Cheetos, mix it into cream cheese, and then fill bugles with that.
There you go.
Did I tell you when I was in school? I'm sure I've told this anecdote before, so it'll be another one of the anecdotes.
Stop you if you have.
We'll totally stop you.
When I was in school for culinary arts, the chef, his favorite breakfast he would make, nobody's stopping me yet, he would make French toast. Then he would spread cream cheese, so he'd make a cream cheese sandwich out of 2 slices of French toast. Then he'd roll it in crushed up potato chips, and then he'd deep fry it.
I've heard that one before.
Why did you promised to stop me? I just pulled my back. God damn it.
I'm like, I was going to shut it. He deep fried it, but you were too quick on me.
Damn it.
Afraid not.
It was topical.
I had not heard it.
I pulled my back.
I'm happy until he deep fried.
Did that guy weigh 400 pounds?
He did. I had 2 chefs. That one weighed 400 pounds, and the other one did every drug that existed on the planet, so he weighed 4 pounds.
I bet that guy made some good food, though.
Yes, he did.
You got to eat a lot if you're high all the time.
Yeah, it all went to the drugs and not being fat.
Drugs burn calories.
Good diet.
Mm-hmm.
I should just take up meth.
That's what all the
cocaine.
all the cocaine Kate. Yeah, all the models. That's their skinny trick.
The heroin chic. I couldn't do heroin though. Needles.
Needles are fucking terrible.
Yeah, so much, yeah.
Our listeners should send us some cocaine.
Yeah, please.
Grippos is a snack food. I have never fucking heard of Grippos. You can Wikipedia that they're in Cincinnati, Ohio, all you want. They're not real.
But what do they offer?
A Grippo is what happens when Grimace fucks a hippo. They give birth to a Grippo. Some kind of purple mythological beast.
Speaking of Grimace, what the fuck is he?
He's a milkshake, officially.
Oh, he's officially a milkshake?
I believe he's a milkshake. That's
Which one
the
is
food.
Grimace?
The big purple retarded one.
From
McDonald's.
Yeah.
Oh,
Yeah.
I don't remember.
I believe he's supposed to be a milkshake.
I know
Oh,
the
he's the
official-
retarded one.
The actual definition of a grimace is a death-like grin.
Yeah.
Which
No, that's a rictus. A grimace is a frown. A rictus is like the Joker's smile is a rictus.
Are you sure?
Yeah. A grimace is a sad face. But like Joker in the Batman movie with Keaton,
So are they
the
saying when you
smile
drink
that the
their
victims
shakes,
did,
you're
those are
gonna be sad?
rictuses.
Because I don't think McDonald's shakes are that bad.
Grippo does popcorn and pork rinds.
I love pork rinds. I'd be pork rind.
No, you're already
I'm already
salty
starting
nut
mud roll,
roll.
but I would have taken pork rind.
And
I could be
pretzels.
pork rind.
No, he's definitely Funyuns.
Funyuns! Fuck you, Travis. Travis just mentioned needles in the eyeballs.
What a dick.
Oh my god.
There's one thing that's way worse than that.
I'm listening.
But your
A
eyes
needle
being
straight
open-
up your cock. Trust me, that's worse.
Your
Oh, it's
cock doesn't
horrible.
Watch it. It might hurt more. It might hurt more, but you don't have to watch
Oh,
it.
you
Wait.
get to watch the nurse coming after you, and you're backing up trying to get away, and they keep coming, and they pin you down, and they shove that thing in there. It's terrible.
Yeah, but you can close your eyes.
No. I almost cried.
Yes, you can.
You can close your eyes. You're still this thing being shoved up your cock.
You know
You
it's coming,
can't,
but you don't have to
you
watch.
can't avoid it. Yeah, but if you got your eyes closed, then you want really bad to avoid
But
it.
watching the needle come
It's
in
gonna
I
your
don't
hurt less-
care.
It's gonna hurt less in the eye than it is.
I don't care. I will go blind before I ever take another needle in the cock. Thank you, broken leg.
Well, now we're just going to call you Needle Dick.
Fair enough. You guys have never had a catheter. It is not fun.
Yeah, you don't know me. Don't
Fair
kink shame.
enough. Okay.
He likes it.
So, we got some Zappity Grumbles.
Okay, they're not about cock needles, I hope.
No.
Eye
so
needles?
Tim Simpson says, what is everyone's thoughts on the new set of Colossus? We already gave that. And Jeremy owes him $100.
They have a bet about whether the Arcanine will work engaged or not.
It won't. It's not going to have that special.
Jeremy
ability.
says it will.
I bet you it will.
It won't.
It won't. Come on.
Because the
If
only
you
thing
can't
worse
clear your
than
own colossal
Colossal,
off.
yeah, if you can't clear it off, and if it can arc while engaged, that'll be so fucking brutal to have an
Because-
Arcanine that just gets to jam up in there a huge base to measure all those spells off. Because you get to be, with Haley, she gets to be 18 inches behind it, then it's 5 inches, then she gets to measure off the front of it, and you can't stop it by engaging. That would be
Yeah.
way fucking ridiculous.
It ain't
I
happening.
agree with something you can just read out loud.
Oh, sounding, it's a hobby. Yes, what you
No.
did. No. Or the other one. When I got an STD check as a younger, the doctor wanted to know if I wanted a small or large Q-tip. When I said small, he laughed and said he was joking. They only had large ones.
Actually, I think
Jeremy had that.
Jeremy had the same problem because Katie, when they got married, Katie was like, you must get checked because
before she'd even sleep with him the first time, before they were ever married.
Because his ex-wife was awful.
Yeah.
So she was like, you have a terrible ex-wife. I'm not gonna.
Yeah, I'm pretty sure that'd be just as bad. But anything going into your cock is pretty much terrible. Yeah,
that's really an outward. It's not really an in.
Yeah, of all the things, broken leg. They set my leg, which was them grinding your leg back together.
Right.
That wasn't too awful. The surgery, not too awful. Rehab, not too awful. Man, that catheter, that was awful.
Yeah.
Like, I'll just piss the bed.
Yeah.
I mean,
please just go away.
Somebody just accidentally pasted into our chat room what they had copied from someplace else, and it's about Marxisms and whatnot, and it's very bizarre.
A little bit.
Also, it bizarrely auto-corrected their first word into some, Klingon symbol.
That Marxist guy, he was not from Wisconsin, was he?
McCarthy was... When he was a senator for Wisconsin, but he was from Illinois.
Okay, that's
or the other way around.
Of course, no, it's definitely from Illinois.
He was a Wisconsinite.
Yeah.
He was senator.
He's definitely from
Illinois.
Yeah, for sure. That sounds like somebody from Illinois to me.
I'm not from Illinois.
Oh, you're not?
I was born in Milwaukee.
That was
Katie. Fair enough. You lived in Illinois.
Yeah, when I was 5, my family moved to Illinois, and the nanosecond I turned 18, I moved my fucking ass back up to Wisconsin.
Because you're rational.
Yep. Why was there no Brad Apocalypse? Is this the Y2K of War Machine? ADR all hype and no bite?
No.
Well, there wasn't much ADR being used. The ADR was kind of sporadic from what I read.
Yeah.
And, there was no Bradigus, because Iron Gauntlet isn't a good Bradigus format, and the Master is when Will lost, he was playing not Bradigus. So and there wasn't a lot of circle players. The thing about Bradigus is amazing, and
he sounds to me broken.
Yeah, it's just the saving grace for people with Bradigus is he's not newbie friendly. He's not auto win button.
Right.
He's auto win question mark. You need to have some level of skill.
He is an easy button.
So he's more like an easy.
He's difficult to use, but once you know how to use him, he becomes auto win. Is the issue?
Correct. But he's not. Yeah, you're correct. Random schmoes can't walk in and
Yeah. I mean, it's getting to the point where there's so many broken things in this game that it may just be a toss-up. Again, I mean, it used to be that way.
And that can be fine once you get back to everyone. When you get back to the point where, Endermark...
No, I disagree with you, even though I'm wrong, Travis.
All right. I don't...
Anyway, yeah, I mean, there is a lot of broken stuff. I mean, if you're talking about Bradigus, E. Haley, there's a list of broken, right?
You get enough broken that it's all gelled again and it's fine.
Right, which is how Mark 1 was
for a while. And then again, it kind of got off balance.
Yeah, it just completely was too retarded at the end.
Yeah. He is Bradigus is to the point of being Mark 1 Vlad 2. Where it's just holy shit.
This is all completely insane.
It's insane. It's just too good.
Right. Yeah, and now if the next book has a Mark 1 Elith in it, that's when it's time to be concerned.
Yeah.
Because that's when it all went to hell. Actually, it all went to hell with the stupid War Chief Rias. That's when it started.
Rias War Chief.
God.
Fuck.
Oh, why don't you get 2 tries at ruining me?
They'll see that in refurbishing.
It had to miss 3 times,
but you got 2 of them.
Yeah,
that was my point.
Yeah, a nice wake-up call for people playing now is that in Mark 1, Rias was one of the most broken casters there was.
Yeah, all because it wasn't because of her. It was all
stupid War Chief.
One other model. Yeah. It does the same thing with Lilith. Well, Lilith 2.
No, Lilith 2 was shooting into your deployment zone with 60 shots. My strategy against Lilith 2 was take natively tough models and time out their first round. That fucked them up bad.
Yes.
That was the only strategy I ever found against it. I took Fiona with Roth's Mercy. And so I was toughing and then picking up the ones that were already knocked down and all this and that on their turn, and they ran out of time with their extension on turn 1.
Yeah.
Wow.
Mm-hmm. That's some crazy thing to do. What's the next Zappities and Grumbles?
Zappity and Grumbles, yay! Is it really advisable to get angry Neeson 52 pissed off?
In the Game of War.
It's a Clash of Clans. Yeah, don't mess with... Yeah, that was a great commercial.
That was an amusing commercial.
Yeah.
But I dislike Liam Neeson. Much like I dislike almost everything.
That's true. The day after the Super Bowl, people were doing the best and worst commercials of the Super Bowl, and people kept talking about that stupid Budweiser with the commercial with the dog being such a great commercial.
Yeah.
It was terrible.
Yeah.
That's a big
Fucking
who cares.
I didn't
for
even
all
see
of
that
us,
one.
but-
It's just fucking whatever.
You know, the big thing about that is Clash of Clans, $4 million for a Super Bowl commercial. They are raking it in.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, they make so much fucking money.
That's crazy.
Exactly.
And that's all in-app purchases,
Yep, it's
right?
free, yeah.
Yeah, so they're like a casino
Yeah.
where they just find those 10 people and they make their million off of them 10 people. You know?
Oh yeah.
Most people don't lose that much at a casino. It's just terrible gamble-aholics that do.
Yup.
All right. Is everybody?
Rumble.
Are you guys pumped for the Pacific Rim 2, the Deeper Rim job?
Deeper rim. Who is that?
Is that like the porno adaptation of it? I bet it's better than the regular one. Again, another thing that
How
I
do you
hate that
even
everyone
do
else
a
likes.
porn title parody of Pacific Rim? Like you just can't. It's already there.
Yeah, well, Pacific Rim job. You just
I
add
guess
the-
so.
Yeah, and then make it so it's like the Italian job. Actually, that's another one that you just
Have a crossover and it's the Italian rim job.
Oh. Everybody-
No, I didn't. Yeah, sequel. Yeah.
Is there a sequel to
Yeah,
it?
They're
Give me
working
a
on it.
sequel.
I didn't like the first one. I know I'm in the minority.
Brian and I don't care about plot when giant monsters are punching each other. Like that's all that
I would have
matters.
liked some daylight scenes.
Yes, yeah.
Doesn't have to always rain.
I also
It does have to rain.
I would have liked anything but the rest of that movie. Any of the movie I saw.
I would have
I don't
loved to
know.
see a documentary about when the first kaiju that came to like Los Angeles, and it took them 6 days to kill it. I would have loved to see that happen because that would have been.
It's called Cloverfield.
Yeah.
It is called yeah,
It
Cloverfield.
was, they gloss over it in like a news report talking about how long it took them
Yeah.
to kill it, but that would have been awesome to see.
Also, the first one, like that one, they talk about like they took them 6 days to kill, and there were tens of thousands of casualties. Like tens of that's not that many.
Yeah.
Like how is there
All
not tens
LA.
of millions of casualties?
Like, I think it made
And
it all the way
they
to
forgot to
Nevada.
put at the end, and the world was a better place.
Didn't they say it made it to Nevada too?
Yeah, I don't know.
think.
I don't remember how far
I
it
still
went.
get, I want to know. I want to see the documentary of when, after all this trouble, somebody didn't say, since they all come from the same hole, why didn't we just set up turrets?
Yeah.
Because it's
It's like
underwater.
a kaiju pokes its head out, and then they shoot their laser guns under the water, like the photon guns that the Jaegers had. They could have just had turrets, and every time a kaiju poked its head out, just brain it.
Yeah, a predictable enemy is
Yeah.
usually a dead enemy.
Yeah, like
Usually.
if they're being funneled through one entryway and you can just shoot them in their face, you don't have to wait till they're in the room to then fight them.
It's not even waiting for them in the room. It's they come through it and then they go somewhere.
Yeah.
And then you do it.
Yeah.
And they also knew when the next one was coming as well too, because they had timers and.
It's like if I knew if you lived in this apartment and you were sitting in your living room and occasionally a guy came through the room and then went to another room and then started wrecking your shit and then you had to go beat him up in that room. Like, why wouldn't you just
Lock
have a
the
bouncer?
door. Yeah.
Or why don't I just lock the door?
Yeah.
Yep.
Man, fucking plot holes in kaiju movies. Who'd have guessed?
Son of a bitch!
Zappity.
Humble.
Rumble.
And
Rumble?
Travis asked, "Well, I go."
Oh.
What?
Oh, I just read what Cousin Our Horse said.
I was gonna
Italian
guess
rim
it.
job has a lot of hair, like licking a shag carpet.
That's not good.
So I'm going to change the subject here. So Travis says, "Well, I go epic for my rage or die from it."
He's
Yes.
Yes, can be both, like Denny.
Yeah. He's going to see a doctor soon.
That's it. That's all.
No, there's one in the chat there.
Oh yeah. Which kitchen utensil are you?
That's not as fun as which snack food you are. I'm sorry.
Yeah.
Kitchen utensil.
I mean,
Every time I'm watching a kitchen show and somebody starts to use the mandolin, I wince and look away and close my eyes because those things terrify
That's like
me.
a little tiny violin.
Yes, except the kitchen version is the one that slices off fingertips.
Oh.
It's the one where it's like
Oh,
the
it's like
blade
the
and
giant
like the people do
grater thing.
that thing and it has a razor blade there and nobody uses the fucking handguards and so they're doing this and that carrot is getting shorter and shorter and their fingertips are getting closer and
I
closer.
slice potatoes all the time with those things.
Oh my fucking god! And so, like every once in a while, you'll be watching Top Chef or something, and somebody's go do foop, and then they show them, and they'll literally like the camera will zoom in on this inch long, used to be the first knuckle of their finger that's just bleeding on the floor. Oh,
and then they have to
mandolin.
throw away the food, which is the worst part.
does that
Fucking
happen on the Kid
mandolins.
Chef one?
Yeah.
Yikes.
Master Chef Junior. I was telling we were watching that. Wayne and I watched that, and I was saying I would really wish just once that Gordon Ramsay would forget which show he's on and just tear into like a fucking 8-year-old, just hardcore, and just ruin the kid. Just like he would have PTSD for the rest of his life. Just like, you're a fucking idiot. You're just fucking terrible. You should, our 100th trimester abortion's legal because your mom should have one. You're useless, and just fucking wreck the kid. I would pay so much money to see that.
Or even if you do the opposite on a regular show and treat him like a kid. Oh, so adorable. They would be all schizophrenic.
Oh, good attempt, Chief. Oh, it's a bit salty, but good job.
It'd almost be more dickish. Now instead of yelling at you, he's just mocking you.
Yeah, I think that would be...
By the way, for our listeners, that wasn't Gordon Ramsay making a guest appearance. That was just me.
That was way better than your Crocodile Dundee. That was more alive. Really?
Hey, Crocodile Dundee 3, he has a stroke.
Okay, that would make sense. That'd be a good impression in that case.
Just trying to rehab him. They're like, this is a knife. No.
I want this to be a movie. I want us. Well, Paul Hogan, he needs,
He needs work.
He needs work.
Yeah. So
Man,
strap him into a wheelchair. He might be in a wheelchair now, and then send him out to L.A.
That could be Pacific Rim too.
Crocodile Dundee 3, The Quest to Walkabout.
For drop bears.
What?
All right, that's that. So any more with the Zooples?
No, that's it.
Boom.
Thanks, Travis, for listening live so you could have Rage real time.
Travis is the best.
Yeah, for some odd reason, normally the post carries over to Facebook.
Yeah, they usually do.
And this one did not.
Sorry.
So,
But at least we can move on to recommendations then.
Yep.
All right, I'm going to recommend Heroes of the Storm, which is Blizzard's MOBA.
Are they still doing the Founders Pack thing?
Yeah, the Founders Pack still exists. It's just like League of Legends or the other one, Dota.
Dota.
But it's just more...
and Dota 2.
Yeah. It's more... people say it's more friendly in it's basically... If you don't know what League of Legends is, or if you don't know what Dota or Dota 2 is, you're in the minority.
I heard that League of Legends is like one guy does all the killing and everyone else just buffs him, basically.
Well, see, in League of Legends, everyone levels up independently of what you do, and then you go and you spend the money you get for killing things and you buy gear. In Heroes of the Storm, your group heroes as a group, so everyone's level 1, everyone's level 2, there's none of that. One person's level 8, you're level 3. You have no equipment you have to go buying. You have traits. So every few levels, you pick a skill 1 of 4. So you customize your character, but you don't have to worry about, but
there's no gear.
There's no gear. You don't have the one guy who's just getting ahead because of some skill. So it's more of a balance that way. But you're still having to defend lanes, and there's still every map has different interactions you have to do, and it's kind of fun and fast paced. And you take all the characters from Warcraft and StarCraft,
Warcraft,
and Diablo, and you put them all into a game together. It's ridiculous. I mean, and then just having Raynor run around with Diablo is just a silly thing. So it's just kind of a neat, fun game. And it's in their alpha, but if you get their founders, it's eventually be like all those games will be free to play.
I will play it when you can play as the Lost Vikings.
The best Blizzard characters.
Yeah.
Yeah,
I mean they'll probably. But I mean, it's all everything from Blizzardverse is coming into that game at some point.
Yeah,
it's in beta, and if you get the Founders Pack, you get more. You get some characters automatically, and then you can get into the beta. It's
extra skins. In
too. Well, and that's a clever thing. It's free to play, but if you find a character you really really like, you play them a lot, you can level them up, and you can buy alternate skins, and that's where they make their money is in the little things where you.
So is it in Kickstarter now?
No, it's in beta. It's in beta. It's a full.
Okay.
It's going to be a full release. It's
just Blizzard and Kickstarter couldn't go over very well. Hey, we have billions of dollars. Give us money.
All they do, they could probably make. They could probably be the biggest Kickstarter in the world. They say, here's a Kickstarter for the side project, and here are the most ridiculous stretch goals in the world. And people
make them.
They would make so much money.
I'm so used to stuff being
who would make
I
so much money?
Required.
Right. Kickstarter, those guys have to be like multi-millionaires.
Yeah. Some companies can actually fund their own, research and development into a game rather than having everybody else fund it.
So the Conan Kickstarter for the board game, like every stretch goal has been like another character from the books and everything like that. The most recent stretch goal that they're trying to get to, they're like, we've had all these monsters and all these heroes. We're going to have a more fun one. So the next stretch goal is the camel he punches.
Wow.
Camels, they had it coming.
Yeah. Mm-hmm. Just thought I'd throw that out there.
That's the one that's still in Kickstarter, right? That's
not the one that's already
done.
for
the next couple days. Yeah.
So that's my Heroes of the Storm. It's a fun MOBA. I like it. It's just slightly more casual in my opinion.
I would play as Olaf the Stout.
And Olaf's
when
in
he's
there.
playable.
Or not Olaf, but there's some dwarves. I mean, there's dwarves. And
Not dwarves, they're Vikings.
Yeah, same thing. They're short.
Because your old Nintendos were on TVs
Yeah,
that were short.
Yeah, exactly.
You actually have Olaf in the new Warlords expansion.
Yeah.
He's in there. He's actually he built like an inn where people can come in and give you quests, and one of his quests is to go get Olaf's shield.
They had the 3 Vikings in the stupid troglodyte dungeon in Classic, didn't they?
Yep.
That
I do
was a
like that
terrible
the one
dungeon,
random guy is a character because he corrected the head of Blizzard at a convention.
Oh.
You see that?
Yeah.
Yeah, that was cool.
Yeah. So that's mine. All right, who wants to recommend something?
My recommendation is gin old fashions with Bombay Sapphire. Delicious. They're the best thing in the world. By a mile. If you like gin at all, which nobody does, you can't go wrong. That's the best thing in the whole world.
Bombay Sapphire Gin.
Bombay Sapphire
Not
old fashions.
You were going to recommend catheters? That's not,
No, not that. I mean, if you love to hate yourself
it's,
and cringe and terror, catheters are the way to go.
You know,
Otherwise,
I thought you put Bombay Sapphire in your Arnold Palmer's and
which got changed to the Bramble, which is way better than Arnold Palmer.
yeah,
And then
Sandy Palmer?
the old fashioned is the best possible one.
old fashioned's better than the Bramble.
Oh yeah,
What's an old fashioned?
an old fashioned is, I don't know. You need a bartender to make it. How I make it is I take
It doesn't
sugar.
involve your penis, right?
Sometimes
Okay,
I take sugar. I take a scoop of sugar and put it in the bottom of the glass.
right.
so far, I'm
And
with
then
you.
I take a shot of the Bombay Sapphire and put it in.
Brian's out.
And then there's something called Angostura bitters, and
Sure.
you like dash that in there a couple
Dash
times.
that shit.
Yep, dash it because it only dashes; it doesn't pour.
Right.
And then you put in ice, and then I put in cherry 7-Up.
So
That makes
start
it
with some
perfect.
sugar, take a bottle of grenadine, pour it into there,
Yep.
and you're done.
Pretty close, except for the gin.
Right. Yeah, it's like, have you ever had the kitty cocktail?
Yeah.
That's an old fashioned without the booze,
Don't
and
take
those are
on the
amazing, right? Sorry, inappropriate.
That was a kitty cocktail.
What?
What? That's a
Shirley Temple.
yeah.
Oh, okay. I know it's Shirley Temple.
I mean, that's what it's based off of. I'm pretty sure. Is
Shirley
an
Temple's
old
just
fashioned.
cherry Coke, basically.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh, is it?
No,
No. It's
It's like
It's-
Cherry 7-Up.
yeah, it's more like cherry
Oh, yeah.
7-Up.
So it's going to be a lot more. It's. I
Maybe
mean,
a
I
Roy
think a kitty
Rogers
cocktail.
cherry?
I mean, the old fashioned is actually the cocktail,
Yeah.
and then it became old fashioned because it was the first one.
So
So a kitty cocktail is an old fashioned made for kitties, or a Shirley Temple is
cats.
probably the same thing. Yes.
my plan this weekend was to be completely left alone and not hang out with people, and I hung out with people all weekend. And to celebrate it, I bought some 7-Up and I bought some grenadine because I was going to go party. That was my weekend to just go wild alone. Was the grenadine and.
You know, you can
See,
just
you're
buy
really
cherry
close to the
7-Up.
same.
If you just buy cherry 7-Up,
No,
it's
the problem? I like
7-Up.
Brian's better because the only cherry 7-Up I can find around here is Diet, which pisses me off.
Yeah.
I mean, that's why I put sugar in the drink, is to counter the fact that there's cherry 7-Up. That is Diet.
Ooh, it says maraschino cherry in it.
This is how I used to make the old fashions.
I got
Yeah,
druthers.
there's a bartender
Yeah.
way of doing
Well,
that.
that's how I was doing. Was a little bit of simple syrup with some bitters, 2 dashes, normally like 3 for when I was doing it, and then a $half size of orange peel, 2 ounces of rye
You're
bourbon.
still talking, and I don't care.
And
I
maraschino
recommend Backstrom,
You did it already.
but I said that I was gonna,
Okay.
and now I am.
How many episodes have you watched now?
All 3.
There's 3. Okay. I'm going to watch it soon. Is it getting
Watch
better?
all 3. Yeah, well, I mean, that's the thing is the pilot episode was mediocre, and that's because it's a pilot episode, and they have to, cram character introduction down your throat, and it's always awkward and unnatural and not very good. But then the second and third episodes, I mean, it's getting better, and it's been very entertaining. Rainn Wilson, it is House as a cop instead of a doctor.
Yep.
It's the main character is a shithead who treats everybody like shit, and yet he solves all the crimes, so
it's
he's
Detective
okay.
House,
It's Detective
But
House.
it's Dwight Schrute instead.
It's Dwight
Yeah.
Schrute as Detective House.
which is awesome.
yeah.
I mean, House was a great
I mean,
show
that
every
sounds
season.
amazing.
Yes.
Yeah, every season except for the rehab season. House was a great show.
Dwight Schrute as this character will never be in rehab.
Good.
No.
Yeah, he'll probably just die at the end of season 1.
He's not as eccentric as like Dwight Schrute is, but it's basically House.
He's not eccentric. He's just fucking drunk as off his ass.
Yeah.
Like he's constantly just
because he discovered the old fashioned.
Yeah.
They are that
what
amazing.
station is it on?
They turn you into alcoholics.
Fox. So it'll be canceled soon.
Well, no, that's where House was. I mean, they like
true.
the asshole shows for the last while.
But
Yeah,
it
and
is-
Hell's Kitchen. Isn't that Fox?
I don't know, maybe.
American Idol had Simon Cowell. Yeah, they can't get enough asshole.
The Italian rim job. That's their slogan. You can't get enough asshole.
Yep.
Yes, Detective House is just Sherlock Holmes.
Well, this newer Sherlock Holmes, I fucking hate the original stories.
Well, Sherlock Holmes is really more of just analyzing and,
I thought it was like an action show because I saw the movies.
Yeah, exactly.
It is strange that take on that. Man, Keith just had a stroke because Keith loves those original books more than anything else in the world.
Dude, the second Sherlock Holmes movie was terrible.
No, the original books. I'm saying Keith, like the novels.
I fucking hate the original Sherlock Holmes stories.
Man, I want you and Keith.
I want Keith back in town. He'll be
fucking
great.
much, because every fucking Sherlock Holmes mystery, they'd have this mystery and they'd set it up, and I'd be reading it and I'd be trying to figure it out because that's what I did as a kid reading these books. At the end, I'd be like, I found the killer is this guy, and I knew it because of this piece of evidence I never fucking mentioned, and that's fucking cheating. You can't fucking do that in your mystery book.
Well, some mystery books aren't about letting the reader figure it out.
No, you're supposed to.
No, that's some of the
That's
stuff.
bullshit.
When I first started reading the Sherlock Holmes books, that was my biggest issue with it as well. Is it's like, hey, I think I figured I'm wrong.
No. And there's no reason.
That's like the terrible detective shows that they always show on primetime TV are always that way.
Anytime you're going to read a Sherlock Holmes story or watch an old Sherlock Holmes TV show or whatever, just read or watch Poirot instead. He's 1,000 times better as a detective.
So, and then there was actually my least favorite of the Sherlock Holmes stories was the one where the killer was a guy that wasn't introduced until Sherlock said, "This is the killer."
Yep. Yeah, he's literally not in the story until he's like, this guy we never mentioned killed him. The end. Bye.
Yeah, they just walked into a house. That's the killer. Bye.
Well,
Awesome.
all the TV shows, it's always the piece of evidence they find in the last 2 minutes. So
Right.
There's no evidence, nothing up until the last
Yeah,
second was what
because they
triggered it.
can't be clever enough to trick an audience for
Yeah.
more than 4 seconds. Yep, it's terrible. The only detective I care about is none of the stuff you were talking about. Harry Dresden, the only detective that exists.
Dresden's, yeah. Dresden's good.
Although he hasn't been
He
a
doesn't really solve
detective for like
mysteries, yeah.
6 books, but still, doesn't matter. Don't
I
care.
need to reread those. Because
Yep.
there's new ones that have come out in the last 8 years.
That's a true statement. Yeah, he's not George Martin. He actually comes out with a book every year and a
Yeah,
half.
because it's his fucking job to write books. Like, I wish I could just not do my job for 6 years and still get paid.
Me
Fucking
too.
Martin. Useless sack of crap.
I
Well,
guess we're not getting him on the podcast.
he definitely, that was a fact long ago.
What?
He
I
definitely wrote
always
one really mediocre book at some point in the near recent future, right?
Yeah.
There's a new Dunkin' Egg store coming out, dudes.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah,
And more
that.
Wild Cards books, I'm sure.
Yeah.
What's a
We
wild
actually have
card?
a reader who loves Wild Card books.
Fucking-exactly.
Okay.
You know,
That's the series he's writing instead. He is actively releasing books in a series.
I knew he was doing the
It's
Dunkin'
just series
Egg.
nobody gives a shit about.
Well, give a little bit of
Okay,
shit.
okay,
They're
so-
enjoyable.
he wrote a book called Hunter's Runs with some other people.
Like in the 80s.
It's about a hunter that has the runs, and and that book is incredible.
His
It
80s
is incredible.
People should go- I mean-
Hunter's Run is awesome. It's so there's an alien race that comes to Earth, and they want to help humans colonize different areas.
Nice.
So they scoop up a bunch of Mexicans and shoot them off into space. And then the Mexicans are like basically forced to survive on this planet themselves. And it's about a prospector from one of the Mexican cities, and it's amazing.
Space Mexicans
Yep.
is the greatest pitch. Like, if you just walked in the publisher that I was just like, I got 2 words for you. Space Mexicans.
Yep. Yeah, that one's awesome. And then Dying of the Light is awesome.
I like all those older. I like Fever Dream. All of his.
Yeah, Fever Dream's awesome.
Let's throw some vampires on a riverboat.
Yep.
And those can all be amazing and wonderful books, but right now he has to admit to himself that the only reason he fucking exists is to make Game of Thrones.
I actually
Just do it.
Or
Just
finish
fucking
Game
do
of
it.
Thrones.
I think that Hunter's Run is better than any of the Game of Thrones books. I really like
It
that
could
book.
be, but that doesn't change the fact that his job is to finish that series.
No, his job is to eat a whole bunch of prime rib and die.
That's true.
He's gonna have fun doing
Yeah.
it. No,
That is a great job.
He's getting a bowling alley ready to go. That's
Yeah.
his job right now. He's a bowling alley going. That's very
Does he
important.
really have a bowling alley?
That's a job.
Well, he has a movie theater now. He's getting his bowling alley fixed up.
I didn't know that.
I saw a T-shirt, just the eating a prime rib thing. I saw a T-shirt that said "fitness," more like "fitness whole pizza in my mouth," and it was wonderful.
You know, the worst thing in the world is working out.
That's true.
That's why nobody in this room does it.
So, I do.
Well, you don't count.
I don't lift. I just run.
That's the worst kind.
Yeah.
That's even worse. God, it's so boring.
Does DDR count?
It can.
No, that's not working
If you
out.
keep your heart rate up the entire time, DDR will count.
Like, I don't count me being at work as working out. Like, physically going to a gym is
That's
horrible.
so boring.
Oh, sorry. Recommendation. I just read The Butcher of Card. Damn it.
Yep, Butcher Cardiff, yeah.
Yeah,
Cardiff, yeah.
that's the good one.
Yeah, I just read that yesterday, and that was really good. If you haven't, you should.
That author, well, the author, I mentioned this a long time ago, that author who wrote that book writes horror novels. So the story of the Butcher is written as a kind of, it has a very horror theme, which makes sense for the fucking Butcher.
It does, and it was dark, and at times I felt bad for him. At times I'm like, yeah, kill more people. And then I remember him across the table from me, and I got sad.
What is it, a short story? Or
It's a short
It's-
story.
yeah, it's a
Trevor
novella.
has a
It's
bunch
like-
of short stories about Caster.
It's like 98 pages.
I'm going to read other books by that author because I like the style, and he actually has some pretty popular books out there.
Yeah, that was fantastic. I enjoyed that a lot.
Cool.
So I'm actually going to find that author, and read more of his as well.
Cool.
Hooray, Andy.
Hey, my recommendation
Andy's recommendation
is
is
one that Nathan had last week, John Wick.
John Wick. John Wick.
When you watch that?
No.
You're just recommending it.
It's on the living room right now. I'm going to watch it tonight.
You can't recommend stuff you haven't actually seen.
No, he can recommend John Wick. It's good.
Yeah. Hear that?
I don't know. Have you ever seen the Robot Chicken skit where Keanu Reeves is making breakfast sausages?
That's amazing, yes.
Every time I see Keanu Reeves, that's the only thing I can think about. I
think
killed you, demons.
Every time I see Keanu Reeves, all I can think of is Alex Winters sadly watching whatever I'm watching and wishing Keanu Reeves would call him.
Who's Alex Winters?
Exactly.
That number one, exactly. Number two, name the best Keanu Reeves movie.
Point Break. Yeah, for
Hey,
sure. He's in Point Break,
All right,
right?
you're pretty close. The point is, it was Bill and Ted. And
Okay,
he's
yeah.
the other one.
Oh,
He's the one who
okay.
isn't Keanu Reeves. That's Alex Winters. So anytime, like, I'm watching John Wick, and I just met Alex Winters, like, alone in a theater, just sobbing, watching John Wick, and like, why won't he call me?
Bill and Ted's are amazing. You are right. Although Point Break is better. Come on.
The Kane book was good. I did read that
They're
one.
1 and 1A. They're both really good.
Bill and Ted.
All right, so
The Bogus Journey is better. That's one of the few sequels
Bill
that's
and
for
Ted-
sure better.
Bill and Ted might be the most consistently good television or movie series of all time. There's no weak link in that series,
There's two, and they're both good.
They're both amazing.
There's possibly going to be a third one.
which will probably also be amazing. Actually, Ghostbusters also. I like both Ghostbusters movies.
The new Ghostbusters might.
Oh,
Totally
the feminist.
All
Ghostbusters.
the Leonards hold up.
Yes.
I mean,
Leonard
now
Part
it's, we
six.
didn't realize they didn't show the first 5 because it was all rape.
Yeah.
But we didn't. We just
What
realized
about
it.
the Ernest series? Like Ernest Goes to Jail?
I love Ernest Goes to Jail.
Yeah.
Ernest Goes to Camp, and Ernest Scared Stupid. Ernest Scared Stupid is legit amazing.
So does he have any bad ones? There's got to be one bad
Yeah,
favorite-
Slam Dunk Ernest isn't very strong.
one. Okay, fair enough.
Ernest Saves Christmas is good.
I think my favorite out of the whole series is Ernest Goes to Jail.
Yeah, that's pretty. That's
Is that-
Ernest Goes to Jail and Ernest Saves Christmas are probably the two top ones I think in most people's
There's not a
minds.
bad Gremlins movie.
Gremlins 2 is actually pretty awesome.
Gremlins 2 is pretty
That
awesome.
movie gets better over time. At the time, it wasn't good, but now it's
Yeah.
great.
At the time, we were
I
like,
just
this isn't
don't
Gremlins again, but now it's like Gremlins 2 is so much better than Gremlins because Gremlins 2 is amazing.
I don't understand how you tell when it's after midnight. Isn't it always after midnight?
But that's the great thing is Gremlins 2, they ask the main character all these questions that the audience has been asking, and he doesn't have answers. There aren't fucking answers. They're like, you know, when is it after midnight? Like, do you have to wait till noon? Or like, what if you're on a plane and you cross a time zone? Is it suddenly after midnight? What if you have food stuck in your teeth and it comes out 10 minutes later? Did you technically eat it after midnight? And I don't know the answers. Yeah.
I like the company in there, the clamp company. I love their symbol, which shows like a giant C with the Earth
Just crushing.
spinning, crushed in between it.
Something I just found out recently from a Cracked article was that in the original draft of Gremlins, the first movie, Gizmo, there was no, like, Gizmo didn't stay cute and help the humans
turned
fight the
into a
Gremlins.
horrible machine.
He turned into Stripe.
Oh, okay.
And then the kid had to kill Gizmo because Gizmo was evil
that
and was
sounds
leading
really
this
good.
army of gremlins.
Wow, that was
Really
dark.
good.
No redemption.
That's
It was
dark.
just cute animal turns evil. And Spielberg was
That's
like, can we
dark.
keep the cute animal so we can sell cute animal toys? So they did that.
The thing is, so with Gizmo though, he wasn't.
Well, so instead he's just murdering all of his family.
True.
Like,
True. Yeah.
Well, if your family's horrible monsters, are you wrong? Yes. Probably.
Well,
Maybe.
a little bit. It depends.
I mean, we don't know what those Gremlins' end goals were.
they didn't do that much wrong. They were just watching Snow White, hanging out in bars. Like, I have done everything those gremlins did apart from, well, that bitch deserved to get murdered. The one on the electric stairs. The one on the electric stairs, she deserved to die.
Yeah, she was a bitch.
So, they
They killed off Mr. Futterman.
all right, fine.
No, they didn't kill him off. They
They
attacked
attacked,
in the sequel.
Yeah.
He was the
Say-
one who had PTSD from.
yeah.
They
So
attacked him.
They kill a bitch, and then they go get drunk and play poker at a bar, and then they go watch a Disney movie, and somebody burns them all to death.
Yeah.
Well, let that be a lesson to you. Don't watch Disney movies after midnight.
Yeah.
Yeah.
God, what
You'll
kind of
get
monster are you?
I think another Gremlins could be good too, but I think they would take the horror part of it way too far and not be as campy as what those were.
Like if Rob Zombie did a Gremlins reboot.
God.
There's a Point Break reboot coming, by the way.
Yeah.
That can't be good. They'll never capture the Keanu.
Well, the same actors are going to be in it.
They could just have
Really?
him. He's the same
Oh,
age.
yeah, fair
Keanu
enough.
Reeves has not aged.
That's because he's defeated the world of acting. Now he's moving on to breakfast sausages.
Well, that's a good way to end it.
All right.
Bye, everybody.
The end.
Robot Chicken is amazing.